look and listen. I didn't even turn the other cameras on. I can't be arsed at this point. So, I need to order X-Acto blades, right? Right. When did I think of it? Now. Okay, hold on. Our audio should be back to the audio that you all know and love because, oh my God, the hullabaloo. They basically replaced the entire software package, and the only way to check an updater is for the app to open, and the app won't open. So you have to go to Logitech, and then there's like a little thing down at the bottom that says, oh, if you're having problems, go here. And then there's a full page on what you need to download and what you need to do. And then you download it, you click the launcher, it says, I'm sorry, you can't use this. That software is already installed. So you go back to the G Hub and you launch it. It opens, immediately crashes. So you launch it again, and then it runs the update. This is what we've come to. More than a quarter of the way into the 21st century, and the only way they can fix it, because they broke the hell out of it. This microphone has been around for 8 years, 9 years now. So what are you doing to improve the software? One of my favorite things about the venerable Garmin 500 bicycle GPS unit was that they discontinued firmware updates in like 2016 or 2017. They just left it alone. So you know what that GPS did? It never crashed. It never lost a ride. It just always worked. That's Apple crap. It 1000% is not. Because you know what is Windows garbage? Everything Logitech. All of it. And by virtue of that, all their shit is shit. I won't buy their keyboards. I won't buy their mice because they lean so heavily on Windows trash. The typical Windows PC that an average person is using is the rough equivalent of like a 2006 Nissan Altima. And they're like, it's better though, bro. It's totally better. And the door handles rattling off on the side. And then the other half are the guys that are building supercars and never taking them out of the parking garage. So, I'm shifting in my focus. Like, I am laissez-faire. I don't care what kind of phone you carry. I don't care what kind of computer you use. I don't care what kind of car you drive. Whatever you like. If you want to buy Red Cat all day, do it. It's as long as you're not spending my money on it, it's absolutely fine. My system don't crash, so I'm happy about it. My computer never crashes. I have never had no blue screening, no forced restarts, nothing. Macs don't do that. No. This computer, the computer right here, it's right here, right above the camera. I powered that on when I brought it out here to run that live stream. It has never even been, like, I had to restart it once after the power outage. I had to restart it for that. The applications, on the other hand, particularly the ones that were not built natively for Mac, but they ported it over. When it's not really a port that much anymore. If you can design a mobile app, you can design an app for this. They still break them all the time. And then this is the thing. This is why I'm shifting my focus into maybe Windows people need help, right? Because it's this. The software works flawlessly. Nothing has changed. All the componentry is the same. I haven't updated my system OS. I haven't updated any of that. And then all of a sudden, the microphone stops working. Whose fault is this? Well, it's Logitech, because I had to go to their website and find out that they had broken it. So I can't blame the computer for that. The computer works just fine. I don't change until what I have is utterly unusable. Same. Absolutely same. So X-Acto X Life, I'm just going to order the same thing again.
200.
Echo and USA. And the blind guy over here is yelling at me because on Amazon right now, it's the exact same thing. X-Acto number 11s, classic fine point, pack of 100, sharp and durable. These are the X Life version, the blue coated ones. Save 40% on one when you buy two, right? That's 20% off. I got this package of blades in the 90s. There are four blades left in it. The argument that the blind guy is making is that if I buy two packages, I won't be so stingy with the blades. Now, he might be onto something there, because I will use a blade long after the tip is broken off, and you can almost run it against your finger. So he's possibly right, because when I'm trying to do the masking, like when I do this stuff to paint the flares, I just cut through the overspray mask. So in there too. And the only way to do that is with a brand new blade. It's got to be a brand new blade. So I should be going through more blades than I do. I have two knives, keep one sharp, the other utility. Well, you can see one here, and this is hanging on another one. And then this is the one I grab most frequently. There is also two at the lathes, one by the 3D printer, one on top of the laser enclosure, one over by the Dremels for when I need to cut sanding drums off. There's one behind the drill press. Buy the 2-pack and sell him the 2nd-pack. What is he going to do with number 11s?
I already have like 30 of them.
So here's what I'm thinking. Okay. Also, right before we got into this, I said, there's only one thing I didn't check. I made sure that the microphone software was working. I made sure OBS was up to speed. I did all of that stuff, and I said I did not check to see if they had charged the mouse. And if you want to talk the ish about Macintosh, talk about the Magic Mouse that has a charging port on the bottom. They've had years to change it. That charging port could be right here, but it isn't. Do you know how old this mouse is? Because I don't. Apple A1152. Well, it's corded. It is laser. It's got the little scroll ball on top of it. I keep this thing around for those times. That Magic Mouse will run at least 2 months between charges. And that's the problem. Maybe if you had to charge it more frequently, I'd remember to do it, but I don't remember to do it. I think he's probably actually talked me into it. I think I'm going to buy 2 packages of...
Yes, does what the blind man says.
I think he's winning. I think I'm going to buy 2 packages of them, and this will just make me change them more often. Because here's where it is. When we go to checkout, yeah, you kind of gotta, right?
Well, because how much is the 100-pack?
$32 now. Yeah. 32 cents a blade.
1-pack's good.
You think?
Well, rather than spending...
It's $54 for 2 packages.
So it's $15 more?
Yeah. Well, because it's 40% off. Yeah. That's not 40% off, though.
Buy 2 packs.
40% off of one. Yeah. So it's more math trickery. That's a little bit less than 20% off of 2. Wait, 3, 6, 12. No, that's right. That's right. What am I doing?
Oh.
What am I going to save the money till I'm dead? Can blow it on, the frugality is insanely refreshing. Yeah. Have you tried the Amazon Deluxe shocks in 95 millimeters? If by that you mean
yes,
Chavtex, then yeah, we've run every size, 85s, 95s, 105s, all the way up to the biggest ones. Yes, I've definitely used all the Chavtex. They are all the same internally. They are all reported. No. Listen. Stephen Turner, once again, up in here causing problems, absolute ruckus, dropping the 50 gifted, and a whole 9 minutes into this. The sawtooth is going to go, yeah, that's, now you know you'll have enough blades for life. I told the blind guy, I'll be dead before I run out of X-Acto blades, because it took me 30 years to run out of 100, and there's no way I'm living another 30 years. There's not a chance. 50 pre-giveaway, what are you thinking? Well, here's the thing. Still got blades left from the work back in the 90s and finally ran out of blue Loctite. Label says £2.65 and there's no barcode on it. Hell yeah. I've got, what can I compare? This bottle of Kicker, which still has a little bit left in the bottom. Registered trademarks of Pacer Technology, Rancho Cucamonga, California. Made in the USA. I've probably had this refill of... Mr. Spain, I can basically guarantee this is older than you are. This is probably a 30-year-old bottle of Kicker. And now... I don't even have Kicker. It's hidden back there. I got the Bob Smith version because I use more Bob Smith glues now. Oh man, we need the Spaniard up in here. I bought this hammer in 1992. It's a 34-year-old hammer, but definitely a Boco thing. Buy once, cry once. My wife's office, Stevie T, is in Rancho Cucamonga, California, and she often has people who call in there ask if it's a real place. That can't be real. Cucamonga?
It's been on TV shows as well.
But I just shipped tires back to their forever home, and the gentleman in question lives in Walla Walla, Washington. And if you can't, who can't believe that Rancho Cucamonga exists when Walla Walla is a thing? Which, every time I see it, I have to instinctively exclaim Walla Walla. Walla Walla. How's she doing today? She's feeling pretty good. I think she's recovered from that drop. The Lloydinator seemed like the skid or wings were hanging up quite a bit. No, the skid was not touching on anything. There's probably, these were used, but there's a little bit of we're not getting up there. What was hitting was right there. I was doing that thing where I forget that I'm driving class 1. And I just stuff. Like, we've got a little bit of... This was also used. We've got a little bit of scratching right there, but right here. Front pumpkin, just cramming it into everything. The body, I got like a back corner a little scuffed. But other than that, no, it was absolutely fine. The fitment of the abomination that is the Lloyd. Been there, Walla Walla. Great Sweet Onions, Walla Walla. And yes, somehow... Ed from the UK dodged a 50 shot. That's an absolute shotgun blast to dodge. I don't know how he does that. I've still got 1990s 5-weight low-C shock fluid. Yeah. There are really strong odds that half of the stuff in this building is older than the Spaniard. Yeah. Like... Even
the lathe is older than him.
Oh, for sure. The lathe is from the very early 2000s or late 90s. Well, my old Delta was definitely older. The table saw was built in Tennessee. So if you've got a U.S. made table saw, it's definitely older than the Spaniard. She did 74 frames per second today, Susan. With tiny tires, you have to be careful with placement, or just bulldog it, just blast through everything. I have a Hot Wheels car from my childhood that's from 1979. Yeah, now we're talking. Hey, did Mr. Cross, did he re-up or did he get hit in that? I couldn't see all of the 50. I live near Blue Ball, Bird in Hand, and Intercourse. Yeah, that's all Pennsylvania. Good old Intercourse, Pennsylvania. For something to be older than me, you just need to buy it in your 30s. Yeah. Yeah. My bowling shoes are from 1988. I have a set of shock oils from the year 2000. Yeah, so you know what we're going to do? Just started. It came from the Workbench 68. Do you remember who made that cage?
Yeah.
Looking to sort of copy that build. What is it came from the Workbench 68? I've got issues with OBS, which is not platform based either. You know what I also learned yesterday? This was incidental. Oh, that's kit crawlers. That's kit crawlers. Yeah. I don't know if that's available yet. He's still working out the bugs in it, as I did break that one. Because it's those vertical shock mounting tabs. He's going to correct that. I was like, just take a look at Injora cages, Capra cages, Vanquish. Look at anybody's cage. Usually, the shock mounts will go directly into a tube, right? So that doesn't have that side force on it that will allow the shock to rip the tab off. I got a pair of Doc Martens I got in 96. I think my wife has got a pair of Doc Martens that the kid stole and was wearing for the longest time. They have the exact same size foot. And now they have that crease right across the top. So we got the kid new Docs for Christmas last year, I want to say. And the price of Docs in 96 was like, oh, that's kind of expensive. The price of Docs in 2024 was, oh, God, what? No. And our old ones were, made in the UK. And the new ones are from, someplace in Southeast Asia, Vietnam, or wherever they're making Doc Martens now. Yeah, so I don't know if Kit Crawlers will be doing that cage production-wise. I don't know. It's an interesting one. It's a little bit of a hassle to work on. Thank you, Mo Trapper, for the 5. That's 55. I still have my Doc Martens I got in the 8th grade. Nice.
Because they still fit.
How did you like the area from stick remotes? I'm no Stephen Turner, but I do what I can. No one is expecting the unhinged lunacy of Mr. Turner. Mr. Turner makes a lot of things possible. I wish I'm having a hard time finding cheap vacuum molding for flexible plastic that won't break. Yeah. Because the way places like Axial do it. Oh, when stick remotes was the only thing. Yeah. I've drawn this parallel before. You're all here now. I'm going to do it again. I didn't get into cycling until Shimano hit us with STI. And that is not a sexually transmitted infection. That is the integrated shifters. You go this way, it's brakes. You go this way, you're shifting. You don't have to reach down and suicide shift to shift the bike. So I got into road bikes when Shimano did that. I got into RC when the Futaba Magnum Sport came out. Not the square box that had a wheel on it, but that very first pistol grip. My first one was either a Magnum Sport or a Magnum Junior. The only dual stick thing I can do is PlayStation controllers. That's it. If you may, I've wondered this, and I have to assume by watching the Lego guys, there has to be some kind of dongle out there that will allow you to run some kind of a receiver off of a PS5 controller. And I'm honestly wondering, could I do it? Could I drive an RC car? Because we tried it off that Radio Link, but you can tell that Radio Link, whatever that, the little, it basically looks like an Xbox controller. That thing is made for airplanes.
Yeah, but when you're driving your car in a video game,
right?
X is the gas.
No, most of them are triggers now because you want analog gas.
So you actually have a feel.
You have a feel. Or some do the stick. I don't like the stick. That's why I can't do
dual stick.
A controller.
Yeah.
So Futaba Magnum. What's the beautiful body on that truck? I see what you're doing. You know it's a Lloyd. You know it's a Lloyd. Wheel Wednesday question. Is there not a transmitter that you can move the wheel around left or right that might help with weight transfer? Yeah, something like a...
$500 radio.
Yeah, something like a, well, $350. Like a Fly Sky, like a Noble. You can just swing the wheel around to the other side on a Noble. It's not so much that, it's that it's the fixed position. Your arm is at that 90-degree angle, and you just have to hold that position. Because my number one focus is, where is the camera? And I have thought about going to camera in one hand, controller in the other, but now I'm stuck. Now I have no free hand. By having it all on one apparatus, I at least have a free hand. Like I yelled was it during Wednesday? I know I've yelled it. Meta. Hey, Zuckerberg. Hey, Zuckerberg, hit me up with those Ray-Bans with the cameras in them. So I don't have to carry nothing. I don't know what the recording time is on them, but, you know. And no more low angle, but at least I'd be able to mix the footage up. Oh, it's... Ooh, whoa! Okay, that was a bad idea. That was a bad idea. Oh, yeah, that's not working. That little ball on top of the mouse, if I touch that, I shoot up the chat about 100 messages. I used to have an 80s Miata road bike. Loved riding that. Did a refresh. It was pretty awesome. People love that old steel, man. They love that old steel. Still have my dad's Suicide Shift road bike. No idea what brand, but I love that thing. Yeah. I love my single speed. Just like that. I absolutely understand the simplicity of it. And people are like, would you try Fixie? Absolutely not. Mr. Hurley is here. I want PS4 or 5 controllers for my RC cars. Here's the only problem. A DualSense is like $100. It costs more than buying one of our, which is offensive. I only used dual stick radios until about 4 years ago. Wow. I've only ever owned 2 automatic transmissions in my whole life. It's one for me, the car I'm driving now. No, I take that back. I've never owned a car with an automatic transmission. Everything is CVT now. Chuck Hurley with the 5, and I think I've caught up. Years ago, we used an Arduino Bluetooth board to control a BattleBot with a PS3 controller. Now, see, that sounds like work. Yeah. The expensive Radio Link is switchable, but not on the fly. Like, it's switchable with screws. I'm not, like, you can't be carrying it with a camera on it and switch the knob over to the other side. You should be able to hook up a Dumbo RC controller through USB-C to a computer. I don't know about how for PlayStation. Yeah, but I want to go the other way. Radio Link makes a one-handed controller like a fighter pilot. Yeah, there's also the Hot RC. Hot RC has a couple of different styles. Body modeled on a shoebox. I said once it's gray now, it has kind of a Lego brick feel. Why don't you make a trailer that pulls a 360 camera? See, that's not a bad idea. But a decent 360 camera is about $500. And my whole apparatus, controller, mic, battery, tube, GoPro, and everything is about $500. Do an Insta 360 on a carbon rod off of one of the rigs. I've been honestly thinking about just putting one of the 360 cameras, like when we take Bruce and Sheila and them, just put one on the roof of one of the trucks. It's not that obtrusive. Just slap it on the roof, and then we get that, you get that real low footage. Neck camera mount. It's been in my advertisements for weeks now. Am I to believe you were once a Honda guy? I have owned one Honda. I had a 1995 Honda Del Sol.
And it was kind of forced on you.
And it was kind of forced on me. My brother-in-law, who now drives a Jeep, he makes good decisions. He owned that car, and he was behind like 8 months on payments. So I went down to the bank, and I paid it off and got that car. Google will not accept my card for membership. Good old Google. I just thought the switchable wheel would help being able to save arms. Yeah, I don't think that it wouldn't. Back in the ACOMS days, we put rubber domes on top of the sticks. Now some of the sticks look like, what do they call them? Rebar cutters? You see those muzzle tips that are on the tips of like machine guns? And it's like this spiky tip. Some of those controllers are like spiky tips so that they like dig into your flesh. I'm not about that. My luck, I'd roll the trailer with the $500 camera on it. Same. Yeah. Same. Akaso 360. I tried an Akaso action camera. Oh, it was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. Maybe I had bad luck. Maybe I didn't buy the right model number. But it's much like, what were we just talking about? Oh, SD cards. I'm a SanDisk Extreme Pro man. They're not cheap. My average SD card is $50, and I have to have between 6 and 8 SD cards all the time, right? Rotating between all the cameras. Could I buy cheaper cards? Yes. Can I buy cheaper cards that are the same read-write speed? Also, yes. But I have never once lost a single file on my SD cards, and they are often replaced due to basically wearing out. Like insert, take out, insert, take out. They only have so many uses, so much lifespan. They're like Velcro. So I just buy more because I'm coming up on where another one's going to need to replace. My card, I name my cameras exactly as you would think. This card has a sticker on it that says bench, because this is the bench camera. And then I have 3 M50s that I rotate in the outdoor usage. M50, M50-2, and M50-3. So I know that it's cameras 1, 2, and 3. The M50 card is almost wearing out. So about a year. Yeah, the gold plating is starting to shine through. Much like the chip on my debit card is almost worn completely off. There's a gun-style remote with a USB to connect a PS controller and use it. Give me 5 minutes and I'll find it. Oh. But did the Honda let you down? No, the Honda was absolutely great. I wasn't saying that my brother-in-law makes bad decisions in the cars that he buys, except for the Jeep. I was saying that he makes bad decisions and that he neglected to pay for it until the repo. Like, at the time, my wife worked at the bank that had the note on the car. And one of my wife's coworkers is this your brother? And she was like, yeah. And she goes, why? And she goes, oh yeah, we're calling the truck. The truck will be going out this week to go repo that car. So I went down to the bank and paid it off. That means you're not a Honda guy, you're a Del Sol guy? Yeah, I'm not a Honda. I wouldn't buy another Honda. What about moving the camera pole to the top of the radio so you can keep the low angle and leave your arms straight down to your side?
Put a little wheel in it.
Well, yeah, I mean, that would be great if we were on a basketball court.
A little off-road wheel. A little dolly tire.
Yeah, the flash hider, those rebar cutters. Del Sol seats are the bomb. Was it the single? It was the single cam. It was the, I've already forgotten what all the letters are. It was a 1.5 liter naturally aspirated, all that whatnot. And that car was mostly gutted. No interior in the trunk. Battery was relocated behind the passenger rear wheel well. So I ran one wire from front to back. I know we've been calling them TN and it's supposed to be pronounced differently. TN Super Street coilovers with the electronic damping force controller. I had them revalved through TN, and I had custom rated springs from TN as well, and we put it on the pads, the scale pads, and we fully corner balanced it, and that car was 5248 on the weight distribution. I was running 15x7 wheels, 195s, and on the single cam, it was making 128 whopping horsepower, 128 horsepower, and it weighed, with my equivalent weight in lead in the driver's seat, it weighed just shy of 2,000 pounds. No more airbags, deleted the airbags. It did not have power steering. The rack was looped. It had all of that stuff that when you're young and you're like, I'm going to do this stuff. And the guy I worked with doing termite remediation, he called it bitch car. That was he called it the whole time we worked there, until I showed up late for work one day because I had a doctor's appointment or something. And I got to work just before lunch and I said, oh, don't worry, I'll drive. And he got in the passenger seat and I think he pooped a little. He might have pooped a little because he drove like an S10, And I scared the bejesus out of that guy, taking corners at 50. Because it was like driving a go-kart.
Yeah.
And if you took the roof off and put the roof in the back like you were supposed to, there was no like roll cage mechanism in the car. So if you went around a corner at high speed, the chassis would flex so much that the dome light would come on because it thought the door was open. It was a great car. It leaked like a sieve in the rain. Basically, the way Del Sol people did it is drilled holes. You would drill 2 holes in the bottom of the spare tire well. That way the rainwater could just drain out. It had these little B-pillar covers that you would take them off, and what would happen is the plastic fasteners had like little sticky back foam on them, and that foam would deteriorate away, and then the water would run along the car due to the wind, go directly into those fastener holes and fill your trunk up with water. It wasn't that it leaked. It wouldn't leak. It would capture all of the water and it would just stay in the trunk and you were wet, dry vacuuming it out. So I just drilled holes in the bottom of it. It was a great car. And honestly, the best thing that ever happened to me was right after I got it fixed and I got it the way I wanted it. I had my Memphis Bell 1300 watt amp in the back and my Elemental Designs 10-inch subwoofers in it and all of that stuff. And I was out driving it, and I had my oldest with me, who was not quite 2 years old yet. And I got rear-ended by a Nissan Maxima, and it shortened the wheelbase on that car by several inches, and it was totaled to hell. There was a crease that ran just back of the rear fenders, ran all the way across the back of the car, where, like, if you take a sheet of paper and fold it over itself, like a Z-bend, it just... because she hit me flush. There was the impression of her license plate right below my license plate. Just, and I was like, well, that's that. And I bought a Scion TC and sold parts for it for almost 20 years. So I probably would have held on to that Del Sol for another 10 years. And always liked the looks of those Maximas. Not so good when they're slamming into you.
Well, and that's the other thing. The 2-seater with 2 kids.
Yeah, the 2-seater. And we only had 1 kid at that time, but the wife was pregnant with the second one at the time. And I was like, we're going to have to do something. Yeah, crush zone. That car crumple zoned all the way. I had a 240SX that was gutted from the front doors back, bone stock with coilovers slammed down. Yeah. That was how I learned a lot of the stuff, for this stuff. Removing weight. On a street-going car, removing weight is the same as adding power. It's the same exact thing. So this is California. And they knew that it was a Honda, and I still got around it. For a while there, Holly sold an Air Mass header that was somehow carb legal. I don't know how. And then Jackson Racing, the guys who made the superchargers, they made a catalytic converter, a high flow catalytic. You could look straight through it. But it had a stamp. So that was back in the days. Now they basically don't care. But in those times, this is very early 2000s, you had to open your hood and they did a visual inspection when you went to get your smog check. And they would fail you for anything. They had a picture of the engine bay of your car. And if the picture didn't match your engine bay, they would say past visual restriction or visual inspection or whatever. And I was like, you have to be kidding. I had 2 bungs on the side of my Holly Air Mass that allowed me to bolt the stock heat shield onto it. And I would just finger tight and put them on. And then as soon as we would leave, I would unfinger tight and take them off. And it was fully wrapped. The headers were fully wrapped with that, the heat cloth, that fiberglass mesh. The stuff I did then, I have redirected my ridiculous obsessions into this.
Fine.
In the U.S., you barely have any car-related restrictions, right? You can remove half the car and still drive on the road like nothing. It depends on where you live. So in California, you could get in an accident and the back of your car could fall off. And as long as you have taillights, brake lights, and reverse lights, good on you. But if you have a crack in your windshield, you're basically an axe murderer. And they're going to fine you until you replace it. Other places, if your tires are too low and they test it with the little tire checker, they're like, nope, that vehicle is undrivable. We're going to call the wrecker right now. So, yeah, it's like, yeah, in Pennsylvania state inspections, it's like living in 50 different countries, basically. New Hampshire finally stopping inspections this month. Not that it changes for me. I haven't inspected my truck in 5 years. Yeah, you definitely went too general with U.S. You can put plates on a milk crate in Florida. Yeah. And your bumpers can be pieces of a telephone pole that you stole and cut into parts and just bolted them on. Washington State, no smog, no emissions, no inspection. Yeah. The place where it rains all the time. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. When Southern California could be the place that got away with no smog, no emissions, and but it's the 40 million cars and the realization you can make 70, but yeah. California has CARB, which is basically the environmental SS. Yeah. And, well, no, that's the thing. They don't even care. 1 year, this is way back, 1 year, my Del Sol failed for whatever reason. I went to a different shop, said nothing. Failed at one shop. The next morning, I drove to another shop and passed. So that tells you, like, they were still doing dyno, rolling dyno at that time. That tells you that they don't care about emissions. They care about the $70 per car for the certificate every year. The only thing that amazes me at California is that they haven't gone annual, that they're not making us emissions test every year. Because double their money. They could double their money. Yeah, 2x12 pickup truck bumpers. Washington weather is what forces you to have a good car. They have cameras that you have to drive over in New Jersey to look for catalytics. Wow. That's wild. In Florida, I had a cop look at my RSX with race headers, straight pipe from the motor, and tuck wires. He said not to get pulled over by the feds. Yeah.
At least he was nice.
I think requiring yearly inspections of your car should be required. Making people know how to use their lights, for example. I have an easier method. Revoke 75% of the California driver's licenses.
No, you have to retest for your driver's license.
Yeah. How about retesting for the driver's license? The vehicles are not the issue in California.
It's the drivers.
It's so expensive to live here. And as Robert the computer guy said, we have the environmental SS. When you drive on the freeway in Southern California, seeing a car that is 10 years old is relatively uncommon. Seeing a car that's 20 years old is rare. Seeing a car on the road from the 90s is basically unheard of. And if you see a classic, it will be a day like today, Sunday afternoon, 75 degrees, not a cloud in the sky. That car is garaged 98.5% of its life. But everybody here has to drive a new car because you have to drive a new car. Once you get out of that smog window, they're going to find a way to make you fail. You've got your smog window when you buy a new car. I think we have 6 or 7 years before we have to get our first smog inspection or get our first certificate. You're pretty good for 4 or 5 years after that. And then all of a sudden, something's going to stop working.
The ferries come out.
Yeah, the ferries come out. And all of a sudden, oh no, you failed because of this and this. Too many oxides of nitrogen. Oh, well, how much is that going to cost to fix? It's an industry. It's not about the emissions. It's about the money. I live in Alabama. I drive a lifted 92 F-150 on 40s. Inspection and emissions, what's that? They can't make the money off of you. The Netherlands, new car, 3 years first inspect, then each year.
Wow.
Yeah, see, I would rather pay 5 1/4 in the Silicon Valley than 3 1/4 in Ohio. Ohio has winter and stuff. It's a racket. Everything's a racket. It really is. So, what are we doing today? We're gabbling and we're babbling. There's plenty of people here. Here's how we're going to do it. I will repeat it, but I will say it for you right now. We're going to give this away today. We have a potentially today-only method that we're going to use to pick a winner, to give this away. We're gonna initiate that procedure at 1:30. That's basically halfway through the stream. That way people will have time. There will be no posting in the chat. I can't keep up with it, especially not with this dumbass mouse. So, you're going to send me an email. I will go through this again in just under an hour. You're going to send me an email, right? Okay. That way I will know that you're going to send me an email with your with your and your address of residence and the required information below that. In that order: name, address, and then the required information. We will also require your sort code, and you will have to prove that you are indeed human. Giveaway not eligible to meet popsicles. So myself, I could not win. Previous winners not eligible. That is what we're sticking with, is it not? Have we? I thought that y'all. I'm doing it wrong. We've got a thing right here. Okay. Previous winners. Everybody can win. Oh, that's good. Every member won and you're done. Get out. Boom. You're here. You're all deciding.
You know they're going to pick one and done.
Yeah, I will also need to know mother's maiden name, the name of the pet you had when you grew up, wife, if you're married, wife's or mother's maiden name. We'll accept either. The name or species of your high school mascot. What are some other ones?
Street you lived on.
The street, yeah, the street you grew up on. We'll have the whole breakdown, and last for your social.
and your telephone number.
Inside leg measurement optional. You can provide it if you want. What's a solid insert for the Fusk to start with on a 6.7 rig? Tried the greens, but they fit like garbage. Yes, indeed, they will. Because they are designed for tires that are like 42 millimeters wide. And the Fusk is basically a tusk, which means it is about 47 millimeters wide. So, IMO, in my opinion, your best your best way to go. Now, do you need a silicone? Is a silicone a requirement of your thing, Mr. Mulford? Because if it's not, I still think Canyon Custom. I know you can get these on AliExpress and Amazon. They're much cheaper on AliExpress, and they're basically the same. It's the same as Tim Tins. This car runs dry only. Yeah, get a set of these, and make out of them a set of these with the fridge foam. Because if your rig weight goes up or down or changes or does anything, these will still cooperate. They will absolutely cooperate. Sputtercrawler found a soft version of the Famanda. Oh, but the Famandas, I've got both. That looked kind of cool when it flew in out of frame. So this is an Endura, obviously designed for somebody pretty thin. And then you see we got the width here. But then if we set them down and we let them equalize, see how it's shorter? You're just trading your bag Where do you want to move your bag? If you put, we can do, look at this. Look at this. Do you want to talk about a full service experience that we're going here? To answer the question, Toyota guy, you have to be a member. You have to provide your you have to provide your mailing address so that I can determine what it's going to cost to ship it. And then there will be a piece of information that we will get to in a little bit, and then you will have to provide that piece of information.
What? And the @ is their screen name?
Yes. Yes. So, when we put this in here, we've got bag, but we've also got bag. You can shim these, but if you're driving in dry, you don't need to run these. There's no reason to run a silicone in a vehicle that doesn't see water. What are you two clunes doing?
You know, stuff.
Couple of clunes outside.
Those are your names now.
And the subject title of the email is YouTubers Not Applicable. So then you put in, this is a glow-backed Famanda, whichever one. Now we've got it pretty full, but now the bag at the top is even worse. So it's really poof. It's really poochy.
Well, what if you put a silicone and some fridge foam around it?
Fridge foam doesn't want to behave. It wants to move around. That's why we have to carpet tape it to the foam. Now, you can do this if you want to spend the least amount of money possible. We take our Injora. Again, this isn't really applicable unless you're going watery. And we cut a shim out by tracing on the fridge foam with an insert. And then we slap this bad dog in here. And if we didn't scrunch it up, which often we do, if we didn't scrunch up that shim, now, no, we scrunched up the shim a little bit. It fills it out a lot better. It fills a lot, yeah, the shim. Loading the silicone with the shim in there is difficult. Loading the shim in there, if the insert is already in there, is almost impossible because that silicone just tries to grab onto it. But you can shim, and then you have to decide, and I've tested it both ways, to determine if it makes any difference. Shim on the outside or shim on the inside. I kind of prefer shim on the outside, I think. Not performance-wise, just in terms of thinkings. Like, I think that this is a little nicer if it has a little softer on the edge. I'm coming around on silicones. Somebody said yellow are only for micros. Not anymore. Not anymore. They make them
full scale.
They make them big now. Now, on a shim this way, once you have it in place, that shim won't move. But if you try, and I have tried this, if you try to shim around, which is if you try to put a shim around this, no, it will wad up into one little spot, and then your tires will be going blah, 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 blah. So it's hacking. No more silicones. I hear that. Look, you don't listen to him. The title of this live stream is why you shouldn't listen to him. What was the subject line? See, I like that some people are paying attention. January 16th giveaway. Or you can just type Lloydberg. That's shorter. You just type Lloydberg. We're giving Lloydberg away today. Somebody takes it home, presumably. That's why what we're going to do is at 1:30, I mean, I should probably set an alarm for it, knowing how my brain works. We're going to give it away, and then by the end of this, we're going to give it away.
Set alarm, 1:30 p.m.
Lightweight sometimes. That magic silicone glue won't keep the shim in place, or does it melt the shim? I've actually not tried it, and here's why. If you took a piece of that, if you took a piece of that,
Set alarm, 1:30.
so you take a piece of this, but imagine that instead of round this way, it's round this way, and you go like this, and you put the glue on there. If you went like this to try to press them together, I guarantee you would glue your thumb to it. Like the glue would go right through it. I'll be in the dealership buying a car at 1:30. Well, then I mean then you're making off better. If you're buying a car, you don't need this car. You're getting another car. I found lightweight failed because no smoosh of tire, even without anything inside. Yeah, when you get down to a certain weight, it really you feel like you're ice skating uphill. It becomes difficult to try to find the tire that has sufficient compliance, and then find the insert that will hold that tire in place. Need a better tire. It's just, here's the thing. Here's why it is lightweight sometimes and not lightweight always. The only direction that I would agree with lightweight always is don't automatically start pouring weight onto something. Don't automatically start doing any excessive stuff. Don't pour brass on it. Don't be like, well, if 20% underdrive is good, let's try 38. Any affiliate links to make the Canyon Customs? I can generate links for AliExpress. I can get links for AliExpress. So if somebody gets them, if somebody finds them on AliExpress, Sputtercrawler would be the one that knows where they are, but I think he's like half busy, maybe full busy. Like he has work and whatnot. We can find them, and I can put them in the affiliates on the Discord. Yeah, so lightweight always, asterisk. This vehicle has no added weight. It also had no attempt to make it lightweight. It just turned out that way because there's so little underneath it. Can it be lighter? It could be even lighter. But, like, you've seen him before. Have you seen him before? Stock knuckles. He does have brass C-hubs. I wanted to get the aluminum ones. They cost more than the brass ones. So I put the brass ones on there because they don't deflect and they won't try to rotate. He's running that big caster flip. So he's running them because the metal works physically better than the plastic does. So there's no added weight on him either, unless you want to count this aluminum diff cover in the front and brass C-hubs. He's all the stock plastic bits. He's all the stock plastic, stock chassis, stock everything. And he can do all the things. I'll agree with Seamark Customs. 60% of the time, I'm lightweight all the time. How do you enter? It's going to be via email. That way, I don't have to fill a wheel. If I don't get an email, then I know that they don't want it. What do we all think about the Vanquish VS410 Riri kit? Yay or nay? What is Baseline's running weight? He's about 5.5 pounds. Between 5.5 and 6, depending on what his outfit is on that particular day. Hey, this is probably a stupid question, but would you mind showing me how you run power to a direct power servo? I can do that very, very easily. Oh, there's probably one in the drawer. Because I've had to pull a couple out of service. There we go. What Jins is going to do is you're going to pop off the little guy on your XT60. I can just operate from the assumption that you're running XT60s. And where that XT60 goes, you're going to solder on a male JST connector. That's it, just like that. And then when you have a servo, which is direct power, it's going to plug in just like this. And voila, that's it. It's done. That's all you do. JST male to go into the JST female, because I've yet to meet a direct power servo that didn't have a JST female coming off of it. And then that's it. Most of the controllers around here, even our man Baseline has one to test this, that, and the other. Does he have one? Well, why would he? Don't know how he's going to verify membership status with email submissions. Well, there's like...
Go to the list and see if it's green.
I'm going to go to the list. I'll have to go to the list.
Make sure that applicant is eligible, and if it's
Yeah.
not, trash.
Because keeping up with the, like,
I want it. I want it.
what was one of the suggestions? Just populate the wheel with all members. I was like, that's 500 people. Yeah, with the @ because the @ isn't the same. Also, if you don't know what the email address is, that's tough. It's pretty tough. It's pretty tough. I emailed. How are you? you emailed what?
He doesn't know the full criteria.
Did somebody say Jerry? Jerry the raccoon. Look at that. They have an adapter that plugs straight into the balance board. I don't like that.
No.
I don't like that. Balance connectors are not they're not designed to have power transferred through them. Make a deadline time? Yeah. It's 3 o'clock. We're going to do the thing at 1:30, which is now 35 minutes away.
Alarm is set.
Alarm is set and everything. We're going to do the thing. And then people will have until 3 p.m. to submit an email. And then after that, it's done. We're all trying to figure it out as we go. FJ40 versus Galant 2. What FJ40? Like, are we talking only RC four-wheel drive? If you're going through the balance connector, your servo better not be drawing more than 5 amps. Yeah. I will only run direct power right off of the battery connector. Multiple emails equal disqualification. I wouldn't go so far as to disqualify. I would just take the first one, because it's going to have a guess in it. There's going to be a thing that you have to guess. This was spawned in my brain by the people of the Discord. They influenced this. So it's going to make things easy on me. So, in the spirit of the lightweight always man, who was so pleased to see this was under 5 pounds, you know what we're going to do?
Sub.
We're going to do it again. Only I'm going to keep this one. Element axles. I thought everywhere. I thought I looked everywhere for an SOA bracket, and I found this one. Then I was digging through one of the bins and found the factory element plastic one and was like, this one is kind of interesting, though. So, okay. The lightweight always guy is gonna lose his mind. The OE Treps, yes, the OE Treps are currently on their way to Las Vegas, Nevada. They are on their way to Nevada. Honestly, with the way the Postal Service, they might be there already. It is possible. Got all the stickers and whatnot for that as well. This is going to be a fun one because we're going to get to find out what is the heaviest individual component. So far, from the stuff that I've picked out so far, the body at 138 grams, trimmed as it is. This is going to be a one color, and we're going all the way, baby. We are going all the way. Probably just going to paint this black. One coat. No backer colors, no nothing. Black single coat. So, I want to say the two axles together. I used up the last of my factory team bits. I don't even know if Element is still doing them. I couldn't find two factory team C-hubs, nor could I find 2 more factory team mounts. So this guy is a mishmash, and then this guy is just all factory team with a tree all covered. Why not? It's like, because we are going, Mr. Last Creations, we are going full lightweight. This is lightweight always. To the point where this very morning, let me pull that screw out so we can unveil in pieces. We're doing the same thing. We're doing the same thing but different. Because I bought a VRD carbon just to steal the gearbox to put in a Jolly Green. So I did that. So we got element axles, which is what we used on there. We've got the rails from a carbon and these from a carbon, but we have to adapt it to fit some kind of gearbox. This is, I want to say, this is the guy from this is a UA1, right? That's a Rhino. Isn't that a Rhino skid? I'm pretty sure that's a Rhino skid. It was in my drawer of skids, and I like that it has additional holes in it. So I did the thing that you have to do to VRD bits to get them to accept non-VRD bits, which is drill the 3mm holes out to 4.5 and slap those on there. Well, we're going 1.5. That's why and I was worried that this was going to be too narrow. I was worried about the width of this. We don't have any widths of it being too narrow. It goes like Comanche wide. So we got that. We got these. We got this. Skid, sliders, rails weigh 120. I think it's 124 grams is what this weighs. It's pretty light. Then we wanted to incorporate the lightest powertrain that I could based on what I have on hand, which means the skeleton gearbox. The gearbox weighs 29 grams. And then we've got the Revit 1850, which I weighed all of the pancakes that I have, and this was the lightest one at about 84 grams, including wires and plugs. And we will be using an Escape 70. So we are going to, remove all of this, cut these down as need be. Slap that guy on there. The goal is to run battery, either battery on servo on axle or battery behind servo, so we can see, it's all going to depend on the fitment and how the links put the axles. Because we're going full body, we are obviously constrained to a 313 wheelbase. If you're done with Dora, I can send a shipping label. Yeah, Dora needs to go home. And much as I would like to do more content on the Trail X, I'm going to have to send the Trail X and its accompaniments back as well, because I'm like literally the space. My hope is that in the upcoming week, I will send back Trail X, I will send back Dora, and I will. This will be going away as well, either on Monday or Tuesday of the upcoming week. It's becoming really tight in here, and I keep making them. I'm making them faster than I'm getting rid of them, and it's problematic. Doesn't Sputter Crawler have a truck there too, or a build that needs to be completed? The man from the Pacific Northwest. The man who bought this body and these tires, he has a full build in a box that hasn't been touched yet. It's a 1.5 build.
I have 2.
The blind man has 2. The man from Tennessee's Winnebago build is here. That's not started yet. Chuck Hurley's still incomplete build is still here. just out of frame, right behind the Lloydberg, is the 41-11. The BRX02 is one. They are still sealed in the box with all of the accoutrement that goes with it.
Blind man one.
But wait, it's worse. We'll get to this. We'll get to this later. So I'm the same guy sent in the Loud X. I got to test the Loud X soon. Did you send that capper for we'll see him? No, that's a whole build. There's a whole box filling up with stuff that is
On the dock.
41011. I don't know. 41-11 is pretty good. 41011. 410. I don't know how I feel about it. So we have also found an application. These shocks look so much better when all you use is, oh God, don't remind me about the Cross military truck. No, that's here too. Also, I built maybe the best set of element shocks I've ever built. They are fitted with Traxxas 2669s for pistons. And where the seals go, it goes seal, TRX, big bore spacer, seal, big bore seal, the little thin plastic guy, and then the little metal O-ring that comes. And these are silky smooth. Hybrid element Traxxas shocks. You're going to have to go to two-a-days. The board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 9 things on the board, like for filming schedule. But then add an additional 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Add another 9 or 10 things that don't have scheduled filming dates yet. So I try to film 3 days a week. That's 18 things. I do 2-a-days on recordings. I'm 6 weeks out, basically, on filming. It's a problem. And, like, that thing's not on the board right now. The 41011. 41011. See, it doesn't, yeah. I need a build turn. I need an intern and a build turn. All I have is a print turn. And I need more people. I need to be more people. If I had Goro arms, I think it would help. About how much would it cost to build a Jolly Green? That would depend entirely on what it costs you to get axles. The axles are the biggest single expenditure of the whole thing. Buying the kit, like, I think you can probably get away for, you'd be under 800 all in, including wheels, tires, electronics, depending. Again, let's say that the low end is probably like 650, 675, and then you could go to the moon. To the moon, Alice. If you put Boom Racing Pro builds or OT6 Vera hubs, or, and if you're buying tires, you put comp pins on it, that's going to save you some money. If you put, what's really expensive right now? If you put KLRs, it's going to be really expensive. Excluding Wheel and Wednesday, or is that including the 3 days of filming? No, Wheel and Wednesday is its own thing. It doesn't get docketed. I record content Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. Lives on Fridays, Wheel and Wednesdays on Sundays. I try to give myself non-filming days on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Because I missed Saturday, because I was at Anime Los Angeles, I recorded content last week Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of this week. 2-a-days. It doesn't feel like a job yet, but I like to be a little bit ahead. Basically, like this Saturday, tomorrow, I want to be filming the video for next Saturday. I like to try to stay 5 days out. FMS FJ40 versus RC four-wheel drive. It's going to be the FJ for me. It is an imperfect thing. Honestly, the only part of it that you need that's FMS is the body. And it's, well, I don't know. You could check Hobby Zone. You might be able to put together the whole FJ body for sub $200, which can, ordinarily I would say, oh my God. But then I remember that you can buy an off-the-shelf pre-paint from Traxxas for $200. And a lot of people, until they see it in person, they don't realize how big Bruce is. Bruce is huge. 335 millimeter wheelbase. You got to run big spacers, even to get BRX 90s to push he's basically 1/7 scale. The Galant is really small. Like, it's scale accurate. So it would look small compared to this. Bruce is huge. And out there on the trail, it's just so nice having him, like, because he capacity of scale. Like, obstacles aren't as big of an issue because his ground clearance is better. He's on a 5-inch tire.
Easier to find if you lose it.
Easier to find if you lose it. He's the biggest Class 1 rig you can buy because he's running a 5-inch tire, but if you do the 7th scale math, he's basically running 35s. He's running Class 0s, basically. And he's a hard body, and you can put him on leaf springs. He's a Class 1. He's a Class 0. And he's so good. And I don't like Class 1. That's why I build these. I like Class 1.5, which is a Class 2 with small tires on it, or what Class 2 used to be, because now Class 2 is just Class 3 with smaller tires. If you can run tilted skid forward and cab only, how is that Class 2? It bears no resemblance to anything that exists in the real world. I think this, the Lego brick, bears more resemblance to something that exists in the real world than a competition-ready Class 2 does. A Barbie-themed 41 on 11. I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. I'm all plastic. It's fantastic. It is all plastic. Take Bruce trailing with one of those 7th scale gladiators. We got to find somebody that was willing to spend the like $900. Is Bruce not the most expensive rig? He's close, but
well,
no.
With what you've done.
Yeah, a 1/7 scale with 6-inch tires is Class 2. Yeah. Chuck Hess does not exist in the real world. I feel that way sometimes. We've got plastics. They are fantastic. It's all VRD plastics. The Lloyd 2 has a Minecraft kind of look. Yeah, like it's a Lego brick. No, yeah, the 41 on 11, the drive pins are definitely not plastic because they need a place to put all of the thread lock. So they chose that. We're going to start tires for this. I have about 5 or 6 options. I've been kind of hoarding up some Class 1 tires, and I'm not averse to buying more because I got to catch them all. But I've got pivots, mallets. I've got these trenchers. We're going to try the trenchers because the trenchers were kind of okay on him. It might end up being something X2SS. And after payday, I might end up going, God help me, directly to RC4-Wheel Drive's website and finding all of the X2SS tires they don't sell through Amazon. I'll be like, oh, they make this one? Oh, they make that one. Oh, they make this one. Because I'd like to try something different. I've done MTZs and Baja Claws and on. And the Trailblades are due for testing. I've done Flashpoints. I've done Kryptons. So I'll find one that I haven't tested yet. 1 or 2 that I haven't tested yet. And I'll get those. and determining how to get an insert, I'm probably going to end up going to the printer. I'm probably going to end up, I don't know what Revolt has got for class 1s, but I know that he can print me something particularly soft. I've got some outers for class 2 that are 2.8% infill. And this rig, based on my guesstimatos, this is 140 grams, as is with the wire, the motor, the adapter that I made this morning to reposition it, because as you may or may not know, the VRD was designed explicitly and specifically for a VFD. So fitting any other gearbox in the stock position, it basically, it doesn't like it to the point where it fights you all the way, because the VFD is like right down the center. Put a set of Drex's GTS on my Phoenix Portal day using the lower link mount points. Feels so much better damping and springing. Yeah, I like an 85 on the Phoenix Portal. So I tend to run 2660s. There's no way it's going to be 3.14 pounds. Mostly because of the body. At 138 grams, which is about double the weight of a cab.
Then you gotta add paint.
Then you got it. The paint's going to bring it up a little bit. And we're doing something wonderful, which is I intend to replace. I have such a strong. Also, why are 2 of those trenchers super clean and 2 of them not? I don't know.
The tire scrubber?
Oh yes, the tire scrubber that came in. Oh man, I learned a lesson. I learned a lesson. A gentleman, you might know him. He pops in in the chat every once in a while, wreaks a bunch of havoc. He sent me this. I love it. I love it. We can't keep it a secret. So you get yourself a cheap plastic ammo crate, right? He goes with this because it's convenient, and I agree. This is the hot racing. What do they call it? Tire break-in tool, tire tooling tool, something like that. Why I like it is it's quarter shank on the bottom. And I've recently discovered one of my favorite things DeWalt has ever made, which is a proper quick release. You don't have to do anything. You just go, just plop it in. Inside of the ammo crate it's got $3 store scrubby brushes. Look at all that fudge in there. And then it's filled in the bottom with about 2 or 3 cups, maybe, of simple green. Just undiluted, straight simple green. Look at all the gravel on the roof up there. So you mount the tire to it. So imagine that there's a tire right here. Then you feed it out through there. You click the drill. You close the lid. And you go, brah! And your tires that were filthy before, they come off of it looking like this. It's pretty good. Now, what I did is I was washing one of the tires. I think it was one of those Endura Mavericks. And I pressed down against the brush because those lugs are pretty tight. And I was like, I need to get in between the lugs. So I gave it a good pressing. It turned all of that simple green into foam. And the foam started pouring aggressively out of this slot in the side. And I was like, okay, good note. Good note. Don't push down. Don't push down too hard unless you want to make a foam waterfall. But we did, oh God, how many did I do? 4 sets? You say 5 sets? I did at least 4 or 5 sets through that thing. And it was great because typically what I do is I just throw them on the tire rack up here and then they drizzle sand and everything down on all of this stuff. So it's good stuff. It's solid work. A couple of 14s. So why I'm okay with lightweight sometimes is while I intend to buy some tires. No, I don't like that. I've not spent anything on this. Everything here was on hand. Buying tires is just a thing that has to happen. I already have a radio. I already have a receiver. I already had the body was on the Horizon blowout clearance, so it was $20. The skid was here for, I don't know, reasons. I don't know. We could go all in, you know. We could go all in. We could go all in like we did with Rainbird, where it was what tire do you need inserts for? That's why I haven't given you a jingle jangle yet. It's going to be class 1. It's going to be a C1 tire. But I don't know what tire that will be. Is it going to be Megs? Is it, I mean, are we just going to go all the way to Megs? Do we want to see a 1.5 Comanche on Megs? I don't know. 1.5 Tusks. I kind of want it to be something that we don't have. Like we've got rigs on 1.5. We've got 1.5s on Bossman, Rock Blocks, Tusks, Megalithics. Do you notice a trend? I kind of want it to be RC four-wheel drive. Yeah. Hit on Amazon, pick up about $30 worth of titanium screws. I don't have a no, I do. The van. Vanimal is on landmines, so which means I can test them. So I don't have to buy them to test them, so that's good. Look at any of my rigs and you'll know I don't wash my tires. Yeah. Oh yeah, 4.19 Maverick. Sign me up right now. Right now. So that's acceptably low down, right? Yeah, I weighed the Injora, I weighed the Secure, and I weighed the Revit. And the Revit was the lightest of the three, at least 15 grams over the next one. Now, I don't know if, nope, that one's not going to fit because it's wider. It's wider than the skid. This one will fit, though. Yeah, because the VFD skid is wider. Do you know of a very narrow gearbox? Yeah.
It's a secret.
I think like now you mean in terms of total footprint, right? Like including the motor, including everything. I can't remember which one it's in. It's either in the KKV1 or it's in the Lone Ranger. I'm gonna have to go look. It's in one or the other. Oh, no, Miata Commuter is sending me an email for a different reason. Yeah, I got 8 minutes. 8 minutes. What happened to your turbine-driven grayish crawler? Turbine-driven grayish crawler. I don't know what that is.
Is that the whiny one?
Yeah, I don't know.
The one that someone sent in?
Yeah, it's in the KKV one. I would say KKV1. My KKV1 has the smallest, well, narrowest. This would definitely be the narrowest. The one with the Sidewinder? Oh, that's a Turista.
See? Told you it was the one that someone sent in.
I don't think you can get narrower than this one. This is that weird vertical gearbox where the motor mounts like straight. Like look how in line this is. And there's how the gearbox, you can shimmy it forward and backward. If you want narrow like that, we're not anywhere near the Lynx. I don't think you can get narrower than that. I wouldn't put anything other than an Outrunner on it. What's on there?
And what is the name of that transmission?
No idea. You can find them on Amazon, though.
There you
And AliExpress as well.
go. That's what he wanted.
Because those are like, well, where do you get it? I'm going to imagine you're going to get it on AliExpress. And the way I find it is the worst method possible. Here's the thing. My AliExpress foo is really bad. So finding things on AliExpress for me is really bad. I could find it for you on Amazon, but Amazon.co.uk is going to be very different from Amazon USA. And for whatever reason, they won't let me generate links on any other Amazon. I guess I'm only a US affiliate. I guess that makes sense. I get paid from Google US, so I guess and Amazon US, I guess that makes sense. So in terms of narrowness, like keeping it away from the rails, I don't think anything is going to be more narrow than that. Okay. Show me Opera. Show me Amazon. I want to say it was Miata Commuter that sent that gearbox in to begin with. Which is why I probably won't be able to find it. Most of my searches on Amazon, I have to go to my own purchase history and try to find it there. It's just one of those LCG gearboxes that we see all the time. They just rotated at 90 degrees. It looks exactly like them, only it's standing up. But if you need very narrow, I don't think there's more narrow. That occurs to me. If you made a bracket, you could probably just mount one of those LCG, those cheap LCG little sort of Nod 2 clones. You could just mount one sideways. Which is kind of what some of the SCX24 gearboxes look like. They just look like an LCG gearbox turned sideways. Yeah, I'm on like page 5 and I haven't found one yet. That seems typical. Also, can anybody explain to me why KYX is making hardened gear sets for the 10.3 gearbox, which is a terrible gearbox, but they're not making hardened gear sets for VFDs, which is a good gearbox? Oh yeah, Vegas Steve got his tires already. Yeah. Yeah, I sent it because it was weird. It worked great. It sat in the drawer for a long while. And then I was like, I got a place for this. My least favorite website to use is Ot6. Ot6's website is like a puzzle. It's like a puzzle, and you don't have the cover of the box to figure out how the puzzle is put together. He found it. Our Steve family found it. We're going to go, you know what we're going to do? We're going to be smart. We're not going to bolt either of the bumper pieces on because we don't know where the body is going to sit. I'm not sure who asked about the Timken replacements, but I posted in Discord. Excellent. I want to say he's outside. outside the U.S. I still haven't gotten the tires you sent me. Well, they take a little bit less time to get to Las Vegas than they do to get to Virginia. Because Las Vegas, not unlike Southern California, they don't really do winter either.
They're only 4.5 hours away.
Yeah, and they're 4.5 hours away. That's probably in the same regional. The Postal Service has the country broken down into zones. I'm pretty sure Vegas is in the same zone as me. So we're I'm going to put a bumper mount on the front and a delete on the back, and we'll change them as needed. Ooh, 1 minute. One minute, Dougie Fresh. I can use like 12s in these. I don't need 8. But it's coming off. It's coming off. So 8s are a better way to go.
Yep, especially if you want to be lightweight.
I love that people are stuck on the sort code.
It's
They're like, what is the sort code? It is 130. Okay. Moving forward. You have 1 hour and 30 minutes to provide me with the required information. The required information is, and you know what we're going to do? Have you ever tried Rhino RC shocks? Yes, I did a quick view on the V1s and the V2s. If you have them, you can make them work. If you don't have them, I would not recommend buying them. 90 minutes from now, roughly 3 p.m. We're gonna do the thing where I tell you who got it, right? And by it, I mean this. We'll go back to working on that in a minute. We've gotten this. So to get this, you're gonna have to provide me those pieces of information. Here's what you're gonna have to do. We're gonna do a little bit of a thing, which is I am going to go, because we are breaking from tradition. We're going to assume that you are a member, that you are a channel member. If you are not a channel member and you happen to provide the requested information correctly, we will find out. Was there a number in each video for the last month? No. I'm thinking about doing it again. But, it meant so many people, not a ton of people, but there were a lot of people that got mad. I thought it was hilarious. I'm going to need your @name. You're going to title it either January 16th giveaway or just Lloydberg. That will work. Whichever you prefer. Your @name, your mailing address with your government name on it, because I do have to fill out a shipping thing. And this is particularly important if you live outside of the realm that we call the United States. If I don't have your name and that stuff, some countries will require a phone number. The UK doesn't, but some do. YouTube screen name, address, and an important information. There's a vessel. You ready? We're going back to the 5 and dime here. Are you ready? Inside this vessel are only the things that go on the ends of your axles. Hubs, hexes, and nuts. How many? How many? How many things are in the jar? How many things are in the jar? You know what? We're going to power up camera 2. So you can look down from above.
You need that your turntable over there to spin it around.
Yeah, it's on Susan right now.
Manual rotation.
How many things? These are 12mm hubs, 12mm hexes, and 4mm lock nuts. The jar is this tall. The jar is, not unlike a fairy or a pixie, 1 hand high. Can you win the jar instead? You can buy the jar at IKEA. The jar is from IKEA. I'm going to see if we can get camera 2 to look at it so you can get a top down. The jar is full. The jar is full. Oh, if you put a number here, meaningless. Even better, if you put the right number here, double meaningless. What? 3? 2?
What they need to
do. It says connected, and I'm getting nothing from camera 2. I don't know if I can adjust this stuff. Just ignore the blackness for a moment. Yeah, absolutely nothing.
You did have to restart OBX, so you probably have to add it again.
Yeah. OBS updated. Now see, this one says waiting for, nope, connected. And working. We got to give you the top down. Because for a couple of reasons. One, the delightful distortion from the top of it because of the shape of it. Look at this. It's like looking through a bubble. So it's pretty good. It's not like that thing where they would do jelly beans and the inside of the container had a pool noodle in it, right? No, this is full. There's that little bit of gap at the top, but because of the distortion brought about by the fact that it's a glass dome, the stuff is actually about that far from the top. I don't know if we can get it close enough. You can see it's actually very quite close to the top because, the thickness of the glass. Oh, I counted them before we loaded it. It's all written on a whiteboard right over here behind me.
Count them in front of you.
Also, the blind man said this earlier, but I wouldn't do it. Oh, shake it like it does. Like if we put it on its side, you can see it's basically full. Robert, the computer guy, is right on. There's at least 4 things in there. No less than 4 items in that jar. It is 12 millimeter hubs.
Well, he is correct. There are 4 things in that
It
jar.
is 12 millimeter hexes. And it is 4 millimeter flanged wheel nuts. And I did this because they are thematic. And also because it's a lot easier to just put them away. The rules are, hit it. There's a number. When we counted the numbers, and we did the numbers with, if you're counting them, let me help you. There you go. When we did this with the count the numbers and find the numbers in the videos, Irwin was the only person who hit the number. Winner should also get the jar of stuff. You can buy it yourself. You can buy it yourself. You know how many hubs are in there? Well,
Nuts are in there?
Maybe you do, or maybe you don't. Also, that's all of my unused wheel nuts. So no one is getting anything that's in that jar. I need the hubs and I don't need the hexes. If you want a sack of plastic wheel hexes, by all means. Because what I did is I went into my drawer here and I took all the hexes out, but I didn't take any of the alloy ones. So, because I didn't want to have to resort them. All the plastic hexes just get poured back into the same container. And right in front of the metal hexes is the bin that says M4 wheel nuts. So all those wheel nuts just get dumped back into a thing. And then I have little tilty bins up here that is where I store the hubs. So that was easy. Is that a number altogether? Just an altogether number. And the way it works is provenance. If somebody edges your email out by a couple minutes and you guys have the same number, then they get it. That's how it works. First to the line, it's like hitting a buzzer. And for anybody that's trying to visibly count them, we'll just keep rotating it. If you had to guess every item individually, how much of each item, Woof. I'm not a big statistics and probabilities guy. Price is Right rules. No, it's closest rules. If somebody is 5 away without going over, but somebody is 1 away by going over, they still win. It's closest. This is bullseye rules. Does the plastic baggie count as one or just the contents? Well, if you look at what the plastic baggie is, it's a hub with a bunch of screws with it. How many guesses do we get? 1. Actually, no, it's definitely 1. I was going to say you can send emails multiple times. Whichever your first email is, that's your guess. There's no rush. You've got 80 minutes. You can take a screen cap and count it at your leisure. The jar is about the size. Well, I'll help you out.
It's a hand tall.
For all of the mathematicians, it's 1 hand tall, and it's about that big. There it is. I love how many times I've seen somebody put a number in the chat. I love it. Jimbo with the 10. What if there's a tie? I don't.
First,
That's there. It's whoever got it first. Whoever got it in first.
The email sorts it.
The email sorts that. That's why we're doing it that way instead of via the chat. And then I get to read and then throw away like 150 emails. I'm so awful at these types of things. Yeah, I sat and I looked at it, right? I looked at this after I had filled it, and I know the number. And I was like, if I had to guess, no idea. I would be making an absolutely blind guess. I'm just amazed at how many 9mm hubs I have. Yeah, so many hubs. What email do we send to, and what are we guessing? You're guessing how many items are in the jar. Yeah, you can email now, and it is crawlercanyon@gmail.com. Same email it's always been. MKRC Build says everybody else can just skip it. He's already sent a mail with all the needed info, and he wins. I don't know. Mr. C, close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. Exact number, baby. I'm just hoping that somebody hits it. Because if they haven't, then it's still here. And like, does the gas number have to be in the subject line?
You need to tell them what they need to put.
Again?
Yeah.
Okay. I need your @ right? The subject should either be Lloydberg or January 16th giveaway. Lloydberg is obviously shorter. I need your @ name that is associated, like @ninjins_V1. I need your government name and your shipping address, and I need the number of your guess. Eddie Matthews says he's on the money. You know what? I want to see how many unread emails do you think I have?
50.
I got 56. I got to start down at the bottom.
Oh, is that where it sorts?
Yeah, it goes oldest to newest. Okay. Nope. Oh, I have to say, I don't think I'm spoiling anything by saying he's not even close. But Jerry the Raccoon might be as far away. I feel like we need to give Jerry the Raccoon something. Jerry the Raccoon's number is off by almost a factor of 10. He's so far off.
He wins a bag of plastic hexes.
He wins a bag of plastic hexes. Oh my goodness, that's so far off. Okay, no. Oh, I do like CK Graphics' guess as well. It's not close, but he guessed the Freedom guess. No. Ooh. Uh-huh. Got my first one that is what I would call reasonably close.
In the ballpark.
In the ballpark. Nope. Aaron Schmidt, nope. Brian Clark, nope. Greg Garrison, no. Benjamin Beeson, no. Greg Schofield, no. Jonathan D, nope. Austin Conklin, nope. Rajal Bazin, no. Oh no! Right in betwixt this is my tax reporting information for Google. Boo! Boo! I don't need that. Reasonably close. Nope. Jordan of Canada, negative. Swampers, Chuck Hurley, reasonably close. And then a nope. Edward Matthews, reasonably close. Canadian Yeti, not terrible. Nine bolts. There's a real statistical plotting here. Like, if we were doing like a scatter graph, like there would be a fairly tight target, because aside from the people who are guessing just making ludicrous, get the Freedom guess, I'm getting semantic satiation of numbers, because I keep having to turn my head to look at the board to see what the numbers are, because I read a number and then I go, is that it? No, it's not it. No. The Billies. No. No. Most recent emails a minute ago, not even close. So we have two guesses, like, in the ballpark. But nobody has been remarkably close. We're not playing Who's the Closest? I mean, we kind of are. We are playing Who's the Closest.
Taking it home.
Yeah. Yeah, I did see MKRC builds. And it is he did it. He did the whole thing. On this email, we've got his inseam. That is required. We've got his mother's maiden name, his wife's maiden name, his first pet's name and species.
Wow.
His high school mascot, and the high school, and the street he grew up on, and the city that the street is in. That's amazing.
We will become you now.
Okay, we got a big hit right here all at once. Nope. Nope. Choke RC, nope. And JP Jipper 1, nope. All right. So there are still two. Oh man, every time I look down, another one comes in. Oh, not close. Not close. I have every question to get into all of his financial records. He's told me that he's broke, though, so it'd be like me robbing myself.
Ah, but is his credit good?
That's true. I have been in the market for a new identity. What country are the closest ones from? Well, now I have to... Oh, here's a couple more. No and no.
And you know who you are.
And you know who you are. This, I'm genuinely thinking about going and just unplugging that mouse has got enough charge in it. That mouse has enough. I cannot scroll through my email on that mouse.
Can't take it anymore.
It jumps so fast. It jumps like it's turned up to 11. It's like an absolute rocket. This is just going to be easier for me. MKRC's roommate says 276.55555555555.
Lovely.
I don't know how I would have gotten just over half a hex or half a nut in there.
This one's missing his nylock.
Yeah. This is a nylock, but the nylock fell out. Okay. So the first not quite 2 hours of the live stream, we got 86% charge on the mouse. So this is how they get you. I forget to charge it. It takes like 2 hours to charge it.
Yep.
Oh, this is so much better. And also, see, you would think that I was just going to throw these away, but I'm not going to. Because now I have all of your addresses. And then when I need to, if I, like somebody says, can you send me some stickers? And they don't tell me who they are. Now I have your name and your address and I can find it.
Now we can locate you.
Now I can just print out the label, slap it on an envelope, and off it goes.
And the blind man can come to your house and beat you with a stick.
And beat you with a stick because somebody's getting beaten with reeds. Does it have the no, I wanted to keep the broken Yikong hex, and then what I did was I threw it away. I'm scrolling up through them again to make sure that I haven't, that I haven't accidentally. Yeah, if you're bad on stream, you get sent a bag of foams. Yeah, I've got your addresses now. If you misbehave,
there will be dire consequences.
a box is gonna come, and I'm gonna pack it so full of foams that when you open it, they launch out into the room. Okay, so one is still the closest. We only have one discard email. Wait. No, we have two. We have two discard emails where even if they got 3 discard emails, where even if they got the number right, I wouldn't give it to them.
Did they at least get the number right?
They didn't give their name, their screen name, their address, nothing.
Okay.
They just said like this many items. Gone.
And again, we need blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Hey, at least they knew your email.
Yeah. Not close.
That's
Not
one way to
close,
get everyone
not
to
close.
know your email as well.
Mr. Scrivener said, I don't qualify, but I wanted to take a crack at it. He didn't get it. He didn't get it. I can't win as I'm not a member, but if I'm correct, send it to the raccoon.
Lovely.
I feel like I've gotten the same number
Numerous times.
multiple times.
Huh.
There's a particular number that I've gotten 5 or 6 times. Hey, Miata Commuter with the 5. I'm just going to leave this here in the background. You can stare at it as long as you want. By the way, there is... Do you want to see something extra fun? Here's some extra fun. There's no mechanical retention of this. Gravity is holding that together. So what I'm going to try to do is not bump into it. Oop. Shift it a little bit. MKRC with the sniper shot, and he nailed Ernie Blinkel. Now, remember, my memory is bad, but it is not so bad. When I see names pop up for the second time, you already had a guess. You've got, there's over an hour. If you want to stare at that for an hour and really marinate that guess, I absolutely invite you to do so. But if you already guessed, you already guessed.
But you might miss out.
Yeah, just don't forget. Set an alarm to do it before 3. Chuck Hurley with another sniper shot. So what am I looking? I haven't looked at the poll. Jipper says, thinking more never helped me. I love that.
I imagine the poll says one and done.
185 viewers. How many emails? Probably 75 emails or so.
But not all those viewers are members. And of that 75,
there's probably 4 or 5 people who have guessed more than once. And can I please see that gearbox you have there long ways? It is pretty narrow, but it gives you that same restriction. Like this gearbox, much like that vertical one, is pretty much intended only for a pancake. And because you see, like, here's where the link mounts are. I built this adapter plate to move the gearbox back a good, 17, 18 millimeters. Does my non-qualifying guess qualify now? Yeah, it's wrong, but yeah, it would have. It would have. I'm looking for another guess that's just out there. I want another raccoon guess. That was amazing. Guilty of guessing more than once. I blame ADHD. My brain is yelling this number. No, this number. Wait, it has to be more than that. What transmission is this? This is a knockoff of one of the deluxe gearboxes. If you see it from the side, you get full gearage. And I know that this one, actually I don't know that this one. Let me see.
There's ultralights on Amazon.
Okay, so this is straight off of Amazon. This gearbox is like, what are they, about $40?
What,
the knockoff ultralight?
Yeah,
About $40. Check this out. The screws and the bearings obviously are steel. I think we're dealing with titanium shafts.
Ooh.
I mean, magnets stick to magnets, obviously. Yeah, you can adjust the mount, but not on this. You can't. It's just a hole. Yeah, it comes with a 3-gear adapter, so you can just mount it to a regular 3-gear. But I needed to. I don't even know if that adapter would have had enough movement, and I was trying to keep the weight way down. The block of Delrin weighs 21 grams. Hey, I'm a raccoon. I'm lucky I know what a number is, let alone know it. Having to count shit in a jar, give me a break. Yeah, they do advertise titanium shafts. It is not stainless. It does not have that porosity porous appearance that that stainless steel has. It's all 48 pitch. That's a 13 tooth pinion, and you can go lower. But when I dug into the 48 pitch bin this morning, the first two I pulled out were both 13 tooth. So I was like, that's the universe telling me to put a 13. Replace the Delaware with a printed one? Absolutely not. Under no circumstances. The notion of replacing aluminum and Delrin with something 3D printed is actually offensive to me. Oh, the 330 thing? No, it's here. The skeleton fell. This guy is probably going to be, I mean, he has to be, right? This has to be the driver for this, right? Because, you know, Sorka are a whole bag of tools. This guy is usually sitting up here. Actually, we had him hanging. We'll get him back to his, there we go. Just kind of hangs out there. Guilty of sending multiple emails too. Joined late and didn't hear the rules, so I guess it has all the info. Do you think the new rig will be lighter than Rainbird? Was it his lightest or below the weight of diminishing returns? Both. I was weighing up the components, right, as we were working.
It should be under 2 grand.
This is 318 grams. That is motor, gearbox, skid, rails, spacers, and sliders. 318 grams. Again, if you want a frame of reference, we can give you a quick and easy frame of reference. If it will detach itself. This weighs 200 grams. So this rig, as it sits right now, is 1.5 Fusion SEs. So far, I'm the only one who sent all the info required. It's true. It's true. MKRC Builds went all the way in. Okay, Ed Scrivener now, he beat out the raccoon with a guess that's off by a factor of well over 1,000. He's way up there. Chuck has forgot where he lived. What is it with Chucks not being able to remember where they live or how old they are? Is there something that happens to people named Charles?
Sometimes they gotta do the math. That's too much.
Too much. I was told there would be no math. And they stick to that. We're bringing out old jiggery pokery here. If weight is a worry, use purple anodized titanium links, rods, and fixing hardware. Yeah, that's, as I said, lightweight sometimes. Because, yeah, there's a lot of ways you could weenie this. Everything here was already here. I'm willing to buy new tires, and I am also willing to change the motor, because this gearbox and straight axles on an 1850, that's more top-end wheel speed than I need. I would prefer if this was like a 1400, like a Rhino 1400. But I don't have one on me, nor do I really have a desire to buy one. So 1850 it is. Easy. Some of these decisions were made for me, by me. And parts availability. Ultimately, like, will this be the forever configuration? Well, it depends. It definitely depends on how much joy it sparks. My first thought is there's a box on the ground right behind me. That box has inside of it a pair of F10 straight axles. I have no intention of using those F10 straight axles on that build.
Huh.
So I can put underdrive and overdrive gears in those axles. This vehicle has no underdrive nor overdrive. We have a singular output, and we have, but that's also kind of a thing I want to test. The lighter you get, how much underdrive overdrive split do you actually need? Does it make that big of a difference? Yeah, there will be no tungsten on this. This will be tungsten free. Tungsten is phenomenally expensive, and what's even worse, tungsten is about 120% of the weight of brass, but it costs like 40 or 50 times as much. And it is also incredibly difficult to machine.
So tungsten weighs less than brass.
Tungsten is 120% of the weight of brass. It's 20% heavier.
Okay.
It's not worth it. Tungsten is not worth it. Tungsten is bragging stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got the tungsten in here.
I went to Deluxe.
If you pulled those tungsten slugs out and put brass slugs in, you'd have 80% of the weight at like 15% of the cost.
Well, why would you do that if you already have tungsten slugs in there?
Well, that's the thing. You don't. But if you don't have them, also,
True.
if your brass piece doesn't fit and you happen to have it at home, you can make that brass do the things you want to do very easily. Brass is maybe, as far as I'm concerned, not a machinist, but as far as I'm concerned, brass is one of the easiest materials to machine. It loves it. It's easy to cut. If you get cheap Chinese brass, it's going to have lead in it, so it's going to be even easier to cut.
Poisonous.
Or if you intentionally buy naval brass has lead in it too. When I was sourcing my brass expensively via McMaster Carr, I would order naval brass.
Just for the machine.
I just happen to have a bunch of tungsten tool steel in the scrap bin, but it cost me at least 2 grinding wheels to make one lower link. Yeah, and I can buy one tap and use it on brass links forever. That tap will never wear out. Most are 3-to-1. Have to look for a 4-1. I don't remember which one this is. I could count teeth if nobody cares what's happening. I don't care what's happening. You can all look at, like, keep staring at, keep staring at that. This jig used to be super commonly available on Amazon, and they were like $20. And now there's typically like one seller that's selling them. I gave one away. No, I've given 2 away. I had 3. Someone sent one in. I had bought an extra one, and then I was like, what are you doing? Brass is softer than aluminum? I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true. But I discard nothing out of hand.
Which brass and which aluminum?
Okay, that's the Mohs scale, so that's minerals. Hardness. 0.5 to 0.6 on the Mohs scale is lithium. Talc is a 1. Hardwood is 2. Plastic is 2 to 2.5. Copper is 2.5 to 3. Where is aluminum? Is aluminum that hard? There's no aluminum on this. Thanks for nothing.
Mixed metal, not a
Thanks for nothing, Wikipedia. Ordinarily, steel is a 4. Brass is a 3. Iron is a 4. Glass is a 5.5. Tungsten is a 7.5, which is the problem.
Wow.
Tungsten is in hardness right between a garnet and an emerald. Oh, brass machine's 1,000% better than aluminum. Brass is great. And I would run a brass lower link all day long, but I would never run a aluminum lower link because aluminum is snaggy. Also, it wears down. Capital always.
So in your summation, aluminum is softer than brass if it wears down.
What is this? What is this? I don't know how to read this. The Rockwell B and A scale major load. What? Aluminum has the same hardness on Rockwell as zinc and lead. Lead is incredibly malleable, but cast iron, aluminum, and magnesium alloys are ranked at the same hardness, which is a hardness of an E. Steel, deep case hardened steel, stainless steel, hard cast irons, titanium, and other alloys are C hardness. Copper alloys, soft steels, aluminum, and malleable iron are B hardness. Whoa. There are many things in my life that I regret. And one of the things I regret the most is that I looked up that chart. Brass can be brittle if it has work hardened. Yes, that is true. But again, let's remember what we're talking about. If we're talking about a brass link, a suspension link, or a brass weight, like a knuckle weight, it doesn't really matter how hard it is. It's never going to see anything. We're not building bridge.
Lava monsters.
We're not building the land anchors that tether suspension bridges. So I don't think all of this information about about strength and integrity, those are what Rockwell scales to use to test hardness. Okay. Yeah, they take the indenter to test carbides and shallow case hardened steel. They use a spheroconical diamond. Take that with you. Everything else uses either a 1/16 inch hardened ball, an 1/8 inch hardened ball, or a 1/4 inch hardened ball. Once you get to thermoplastics, bearing metals, and other very soft or thin materials, they use a 1/2 inch ball for that. That's hardness scale R. Superficial test for case hardened materials uses a spheroconical diamond as well, also known as a Braille indenter. Nope. I respectfully decline. Aluminum makes a worser lower link than brass does. Okay, only 2 guesses in the last 10 minutes or so. I bought some brass rod to make links with it and tried to bend it, and it snapped. Did you buy it off like Amazon or something like that?
Trying to bend it, heat it first.
Will
that make it easier to bend, or does it harden it?
Yeah, I mean, were you quote unquote cold forming it? Were you just trying to bend that? Because you can do that with steel, but you can't get, yeah, as the Scotsman said, did you try to work it cold? Yeah. I used to work in an aluminum foundry. I can't recall the name of the metal that was added to aluminum to make the specific alloy for some casting, but it was heavy and hard as heck to work with. I find aluminum sticky, hence I wouldn't use it for links. Yeah. Yeah, cold working brass is going to get you that. Put some heat on it.
Get your heat gun.
Well, with a torch. Hit it with a torch.
But then you just color it, don't you?
Generally. But you can just repolish it, resand it out. I feel like we should be right where it doesn't want to stay. Right where it doesn't want to stay is what's going to make the best link differentials. This is what I need. I need little stacking bits. Like, look how perfect that guy is at setting that rear pinion angle. Just incidentally. Oh, don't forget about the transparent aluminum. I remember reading an article in like Scientific American or Science Magazine about one of those where somebody was going like, theoretically, transparent aluminum is not impossible.
Then it's not aluminum.
No, it is aluminum, but you could make it. In a Star Trek movie, they made transparent aluminum. And the guy was like, theoretically, it's possible.
Put clear anno on it. It's clear aluminum.
I'm probably going to go like that. That front shock angle. That's the thing about the VRD. Isn't that some Star Trek shit? Yeah. AE white plastic is the strongest of materials. Well, we have this thing. Like I say, don't come at me. Please don't come at me. I am not an engineer. I am not a machinist. I am not a metallurgist. But what I do know is this. People sometimes find out that there is a difference between strength, like is a material strong, and is a material hard? Because if the harder it gets, does not necessarily mean that it's stronger. So they keep making it harder and harder and harder, and they're like, yeah, this is the hardest thing. And yeah, it takes an impact at a certain angle, and that's it. It just explodes apart. Hard, not strong. You can also have things like mild steel is strong, but it's not hard. That's why you can take one of these and put a dent in it. And you're riding a road bike and you get hit by a car and it folds it into a pretzel. It was strong, but it wasn't hard. And aluminum, because all aluminums are alloys. Aluminum in its raw form is like the strength of an eraser. It's like an eraser. It's like cold butter. So they're all alloys, and what they alloy it with, whether it's zinc or magnesium or whatever, that determines how its toughness. How strong is it going to be, and how hard is it going to be? Like when I found out why they anodized parts, why they don't tend to sell aluminum, raw aluminum, it's because the outer layer, the anodization layer on aluminum, is something like 10 times or 12 times harder than the aluminum that's underneath. And that's why aluminum, when you leave it raw, oxidizes, and that outer oxidization coat is kind of like anodized. The color is gray. You can't choose what color it is. Everything oxidizes. Everything oxidizes. It just happens to be that in irons, iron-bearing metals, it's called rust. All this steel talk has got Walter Egan's magnet and steel stuck in my head. Thankfully, I don't know what that is. It would be stuck in my head too. The best material for links is stainless steel. Probably. It probably is. Because then they're not going to rust. Stainless steel is appreciably tough. It is both strong and hard, but not too strong and not too hard. But it is also, and I think any machinist will tell you this, it's awful. It's awful to machine. It's an absolute pain in the ass to work with. I've machined raw copper, like pure copper, whatever the 99. What is it qualified to mean? Pure 99.7% or something. It's an absolute nightmare. It is extremely hard and not hard. It's like trying to turn lava on a lathe. It wants to gum everything up. It also wants to chatter at the same time. I call aluminum silver butter. I'm a 50-52 man because I think it machines more easily. I know 60-61 is like common, everybody's like, and then they're like, ooh, we made this out of 70-75. So what? Few applications need 70-75. Oh, the Spaniard's membership runs out in 3 days. He's only got 3 more days left. Then he will be deleted. Yeah, and it work hardens. Copper is gummy. Stainless steel is easy to machine, but it's a very small window of speeds and feeds. So CNC has no problem with stainless. Yeah, see, I don't have that. I'm an idiot. This is a shed. Does that jig locate the skid and axles, only requiring the figure eight of length? Basically, yeah. It also comes with these 2 little fellas. This could be designed better. Different speeds for different feeds. Yeah. So I turn things by hand. It comes with 2 of these little pins. Unfortunately, this higher part, basically the whole jig, if you're gonna CNC one of these, the whole jig should be this high. It should be this tall, and above these lines where the axles go, it should just have holes like every 5 millimeters, and you'd be able to put these pins through and then use it to set the rails on. So like if I could put a pin there and it would fix, and then I could put a pin back here, we could rest the chassis at what we would approximate as ride height and then figure out the links from there. But they give you these 4 holes, these 2 columns, and you can put it across like this. But more often than not, that's not going to line up with anything particularly meaningful. Doesn't really help. It's L'Oreal, because he's worth it. Mr. C. Hugo works from Avon door to door. Is he the animals they test the cosmetics on? Man!
Wow.
The cool kids are piling on the Spaniard, and he wasn't even here. Plus, he doesn't understand most of the references you're making.
Rad campaign.
You've got the laser. Why not cut it out of a... It's too long. The bed on my laser isn't big enough to cut this out. This is 400 millimeters long. I could cut out a shorter one, but if I was going to cut out... Here's the... okay, I've got a better answer. I've got a better answer for what I would cut out. And now I'm thinking about cutting this one out. I would cut one out that has 4 mounting holes in it. It has holes for 313 and it has holes for 330. I don't need any other wheelbases. And then I will well, maybe 324. And I wouldn't. I would cut a jig for 313. I would cut a jig for 324, and I would cut a jig for 330. And then I'd have a little stack of them. And then I would slap them down, and I would put the thing on it, and it would have the adjustable bars to hold the chassis. Did Franco Tarantino just say, "Put me on the wheel if it's not too late"? I hope he just got here, because that's amazing. Oh, there's another discardable. The number is way off, so yeah, not even close. Oh, he did just get here. Okay. You have another 38 minutes to send an email to the Crawler Canyon email that has your @name, your government name, your address, and how many items are in this jar. We're doing it like they would do at the old Five and Dime.
Carnival.
If any of those pieces are omitted, I just delete your email. I've done it 5 times now. I was busy in emergency room. Okay, all right.
All right, doctor.
You don't have to explain yourself. You could have just said, like, I had stuff. And we'd be like, okay. No one's going to fault you for having stuff. I'm just gonna make a bunch of noise over here momentarily. Don't mind me at all. Not at all.
Do you ever forget you're live streaming and just go off and do something else?
Not yet, but I've come close. I've come close to just walking away. And then being like, wait, hold on. You're doing something right now. I have to turn the thing on. Yeah, I gotta turn on the thing.
Your flashy lights?
I gotta turn on the fan. It's getting hot over here in the hot corner. Tell me if you can hear the fan. I'll turn it down. It is Otro Español por aquí. Jason Hackney just got home from work. If you want to win this, you need to put your @name, your government name, your mailing address, and tell me how many items are in that jar. Email to the Crawler Canyon email. If you're not interested, then thanks for showing up. You know what? People don't have to win. It's not mandatory. I'm not going to force you. I like this way because there's no way that somebody's not here. Been trying to find one of those jigs for a decent price for a while, actually. Yeah, they're like $30 right now, which is wild. Now you got me thinking. Yo Vivo and Malaga. Malaga's not a real place. I just decreed that. Deepwood C3s came in this evening. These things ain't even feathered in yet. Nope. I gave away, in the live stream last week, I gave away like 10 sets of tires. Because there were some deep woods, and I was digging through the thing, and I had like 7 sets of 1.9s, and I'm like, I can't use this many. Yeah. 2 to 3 sets of something is about the extent. Yeah. How close is the closest guess? Somebody is within 5%.
Percent, you say?
Yeah.
And what is 5% off? What is that number?
Chuck Hurley went to Spain once. He was so drunk the 2 days he was there. I don't remember much. It was a small town near the coast.
So drunk, all he remembers the name.
Mr. Hurley, there's a thing that I don't remember. I don't know. Maybe you've never mentioned it. What branch? What were you in? What sort of were you the Army guy, Marine guy? You said Coast could be Navy guy? Did someone claim the beadlocks last week? I sent an email but never heard back. Almost everything is gone. There's somebody had mailed and said that they wanted a handful of things and then never got back to me. So I think there's still one set. I think the Capra plastic beadlocks are still there. As are the big showdowns and the aggressors. And there's one or two other things in there. Army 11B. What's an 11B, Mr. Hurley? I think it's a thing. I'm almost sure it's going to be a thing.
Like profession?
Yeah, like it's going to be like infantry or mechanic or something. It's going to be something. I don't know what it is though. I don't know the parlance. 11B is a grunt. There you go. Infantry. See, I knew it would be a thing. 11th Battalion.
See, it is a squad.
No, a squad is very different from a battalion. Sputtercrawler wanted you to send him anything that didn't get claimed last week. Oh, I can do that. 0311 is a grunt in the Marine Corps. I have this, there's a double-edged risk here. I'm either going to forget that immediately or remember it. 18th Battalion. Chuck Hess was a 24U. There's a question that I have. To you former members of the military, does the trauma bond that you all have, does it transcend branches? Like, when you're out, do Army guys and Navy guys have common horror stories? What's the Crawler Canyon email? How many times have I said it today?
At least 4.
At least 4 times. It's going to sneak right up on you. It is crawlercanyon@gmail.com. Yes, it does. We are all brothers. There you go.
Okay. I've always been curious about that too. 'Cause when you're
Because
in service,
I know in active services, us here out in the civilian world, and then Deck Marine says, no, we don't mix. Now, see, that sounds like active duty.
Yes, that's active duty.
We don't mix. That's good stuff.
Yeah, I guess when you're at the VFW, you're all
They're all the same, right?
yeah.
Need about a 16, I think. Judging by my AG ROTC Sergeant Major, no. He hated Marines and the chair force. Yeah. Military trauma bond has gone from battlefield horrors to DEI superiors. Yeah. Instant bond when we meet through talking trash, usually. Yeah. I get it. That's why one of my longest term friend, his eldest son is in the Navy. In the Navy. And has been in the Navy. Like, he went in as soon as he could, as soon as he was eligible. He went in, and he's a heavy diesel mechanic. He's been in the Navy now. He's got to be coming up on 10. He's been in the Navy for a good while. And I hear a lot of horror stories. There were guys of my age and my generation that the Scion group had a lot of either now reserve military or ex-military, a lot of Navy, a lot of Marines. And for every story that was modestly decent, my God, the horror stories. There were two guys in the Scion group that were both Navy, that joined the Navy straight out of high school. One of them did his whole time and never on a boat. Never been on a boat. My buddy's kid, being a diesel mechanic, has never been on a boat. Was never on a boat once.
But the big ships are still diesel, aren't they?
Yeah, but diesel mechanic is like trucks.
Truck. Okay.
So he's at bases. And then the best thing that happened to him was he was at the time he was stationed wherever they put the Navy in Virginia. He got stationed over there for like 3 years. And when he was stationed there was some sort of combat unit that was attached to the base he was at. So now when he retires, he gets combat stuff, even though he's in Norfolk. Yeah, he's never been near a combat zone, ever. And then when there was a kid at the bike shop that was in the Air Force, good old Chair Force, he was in the Air Force because he was going to school to be a doctor. So he was a medic. So he already had medical training, and he was finishing out his stuff to be a doctor. And how was he paying for it? GI Bill. So he was in the military to make the money to pay for college. And they asked him if he wanted to do an extension. And he was like, sure, I can use the money. And he did his extension, and we immediately invaded Iraq. And he went right over there. And he ended up doing 3 or 4 tours in Iraq. And he said, I had a great time. He got to hang out with the guys in beards that fly around in black helicopters.
Well, generally when the doctor's called, the shooting's generally done.
Yeah, but the guys who go in and kick doors at night, I guess,
But
have to
not when
take.
you're attached to a,
Yeah, they have to take a medic with them to go out and kick doors at night. So they'd go, "Who's a medic?" And then he'd go, "I am." And then they'd go, "Come with us."
You're coming with us.
And he would go out into the night of Baghdad. My cousin used to fly the airborne tanker after his time in the fast jets, and now he flies for Virgin Airways. Hey. Ernie Blenkel spent 3 years on the USS John F. Kennedy. Scion had special financing for military personnel. That probably had something to do with the amount of military Scion owners. Yeah, there were a lot. There were a lot. I'm not staying for another hour. Anybody wants to get bonked 5 minutes before I go? My father-in-law was in the Marines, late 80s, early 90s, spent most of his time reading comics. Yeah, we had a long span where we just weren't fighting anybody. And then there were a bunch of guys that were my age in high school, and they were like, I'm going into the military. And then that was Desert Storm. So they went, and then you fast forwarded, those years ahead, and then they went to Iraq. And if they didn't go to Iraq, they went to Afghanistan. Because we went from not having fought a war in quite a while to fighting one war after another, and doing it by not openly calling them wars. We're participating in what was it? Military operations. It's not a war. Yeah, Special Forces, Green Berets. He said those guys were really nice, and the whole time that he was in Iraq, he never felt safer than he did with those guys. Like inside the wire, he was always afraid that that mortar round was going to come in and hit the hut that he was in. But he goes, when those guys would come, he goes, they were scarier than Iraq was. Is basically what it came down to. And he would say, he said, do I need to bring my gear? And he said that one of those bearded gentlemen said, boy, if you have to start shooting, that we're all dead. Yeah. I was like, oh boy. We also had a few campaigns like Kosovo and Bosnia. Yeah, I forgot about those. Yeah. We're always fighting somebody. Quietly or loudly. We're always fighting somebody. Right now, I guess if you want to visit, like it's where do you want to go, If you want to join the military today, you can decide. You want to go to the Middle East? You want to see if we're going to jump off with Iran? You want to head down South America? See if we're going to just try to occupy Venezuela? Have you ever used or heard D1RC? Quite a bit of D1RC has passed through here, but I've never tried any of their shocks. We've sent a whole bunch of stuff down to Venezuela, and who you choose to believe as to whether we're welcome or not. Not that it matters. Nobody has the.
Imagine the citizens are happy to have some sort of order.
Yeah, but there's nobody that can kick us out. That's the thing of it. Whether we're there for the right reasons or the wrong reasons, it's oil. It's always oil.
It's always.
There's memes about it. Stephen Turner, with another 10, because this guy, I don't know about this guy.
He's got money to burn.
I don't know about this guy.
That's 60 just from him.
That's 60. That is a statistically significant portion of the amount of money I make every month. Is that guy. That guy.
He's backing the show.
I want his credit card for just 1 hour.
He's your producer.
I honestly, some crackpot presented the thing where they were like, the fighting is what the problem is. We all just need to stop fighting. What we need to do is we need to merge it. We need to take Mexico. We need to take. There's a map set on GeoGuessr called Come, Canada, the United States, and Mexico. We just take it and I'm on board for this. We just merge it all together. So now Canada, the United States, and Mexico are all one country.
Yeah.
We are now the largest. Okay, the United States is already the largest economy on earth. If you merge us with Canada and Mexico, we're the top 5 economies on earth. Like, no one's even close. The military? Holy crap. Nobody messes with us now. Nobody messes with us. Just make North America one country. Come at us. And then, instead of the border at Texas being the one with the giant fence, it'll be at what, Honduras or Guatemala, stopping, cutting off Central America. And I mean, Canada has that access, Northwest Territories access to the Arctic. So now we've got that. So it's from the pole all the way to Central America, just one country. Turn my Canadian dollars into US dollars and I'm in. Yeah, the Panama Canal is now the border.
Yeah, exactly.
You're all America now.
You're American now.
Wait till you find out what our taxes look like.
Oh, we have to pay taxes? No bueno.
No bueno. As a Canadian, I'm also in. You guys just want access to American Amazon. That's what it is. And we want to be able to get cheap Canadian and Mexican pharmaceuticals without a prescription.
And maple syrup.
And all the maple syrup we can drink. And pesos, I guess. No, it's all. We're going to take all the currency and we're going to have an AI redesign the North American currency. And it's going to be wild.
The peso Canadian dollar.
Yeah. I recently found out Canada is worse on income tax than the USA. Canada has like 50% income tax. Yeah, all of Europe is worse than the United States too. But here's where the United States gets you. We tax you over and over and over and over and over again. When you work at your job, you get taxed on the money. And then you go to a store after work to buy something and you get taxed on buying that thing. And then in the future, if you ever decide to sell that thing, you get taxed on it again. They'll just keep taxing and taxing and taxing. But that's not saying that I want to sign up for the Europe. I want endless churros. Yes, please. Canada already benefits from our military. They might as well pay for our health care. Also, the United States needs to go back to the United States of the pre-war, right? And we just need to start going full empire and gobbling things up so that all those countries that are like, you lazy, loud, fat Americans, they're going to find out how difficult it is. They're going to find out what true multiculturalism looks like. And they're going to find out how it's impossible to get a consensus on anything in this country. Because we have people from every country of the planet just mingling together. And you have people so sheltered in their lives that they're like, America is a land of oppression. And I'm like, you're saying it. You're saying it out loud. You go to half of the planet and say that, they'll just kill you. I mean, if you're saying that about them. If you get up on top of a car in Iran and go, Iran is oppressive, a shot will ring out, and that'll be the end of that. Yeah. Too many people hate each other here. It's true. It's true. I saw an Instagram reel, which is probably from TikTok, where a girl was saying half-breeds of the future because she was half black and half white. And I was like, she's right.
Yes.
She's right. Eventually, we'll all be a soft tan, and we'll all kind of look more alike.
We will all be inbred.
And then maybe people will stop focusing so much on the differences, and they'll start focusing on the similarities.
Yes.
I mean, I know it's part pipe dream, but there's a guy on Instagram that is from Ghana. I think he's from Ghana, but he was born here. His parents are from Ghana. And he talks about how He talks about how the American experiment works. When his parents came here from Ghana, they came here to be Americans,
Yes.
right?
They
So they
came to be
adopted
American,
all of the stuff of America.
Yeah.
If they had wanted to stay in Ghana, they would have stayed in Ghana.
Yeah.
Right. And the problem is when people come here, some people come to America and they want to just keep it the way it is. I understand
They
that. That's
want to
human
be
nature.
Their nationality.
All of the Scandinavians moved to Minnesota and Wisconsin,
Yeah.
which is the closest America has to Scandinavia. Like, why wouldn't they move to, like,
Florida.
Mississippi?
Yeah.
Like,
Somewhere it's nice outside.
somewhere it's nice outside and you're not trapped indoors by the weather. For some reason, Indians love Canada. And old people love Florida. But that would make sense.
That's the thing. India's hot and crowded. I don't think Canada's crowded or hot.
No, what is it? Hey, Canadians, what do the stats go that 80% of Canadians live in just 3 little splotty areas, and some large percentage of Canada only lives within like 20 miles of Toronto? Like half of the population of the whole country lives in 20 miles of downtown Toronto?
Wow.
Yeah, Canada is crowded along the U.S. border. Yeah, most of Canada is like California, just very empty. Well, historically, Swampers, the number one thing that people have fought about throughout all of human history is God. My God is better than your God, and if you don't believe that my God is better than your God, I'll kill you, which is crazy.
Believe in my God and die.
Believe in my God or die. And I say this as an American. If you want to talk about an Americentric standpoint, it's that if you come to America, you should become an American. Well, yeah, I was born here.
Yeah.
I'm in the second and a half generation. 2 of my grandparents were from Italy, came over after World War II, and my wife jokes that they're the most non-Italians she's ever met. I have never met. Okay, y'all know. I just operate under the assumption that everybody knows what I'm talking about. Y'all know what jingoism, right? Where you get like national, real national, where you're like, you know what? This place would be great if it didn't have so many foreigners. America! I've never met people further to the right than I have hearing naturalized Americans. One of my buddies, his mother is Lebanese. She's from Lebanon. And they fled to America when those wars were happening in the early 80s. That whole Egypt, Syria, Lebanon, when the bombs were falling. They came over here. She went through all the process, did all of the things, became an American citizen, took the tests and everything. That was the most American woman I've ever met. If a bill came up that was about illegal immigration, she'd be like, throw them all out. Because she had to do the thing.
Yeah.
She had to go through all the work.
She went through it legally.
My mother's mother was born in southern Italy. My father's mother was born in Poland. And they came here fleeing World War I. And they were intensely American. And I feel like now people come here, and I'm not politically, right? I don't want to get political. We don't do politics here. We count things in jars. We build toy cars. But people come here and they want the fruits of America while retaining everything that they had before.
Yes, from.
I want to bring insert country here, but I also want all of the American stuff. Don't make me give up any of my stuff.
Yes, I'm bringing my national flag, but
Right.
I'm American.
I didn't have to pay taxes at home.
Yeah.
I just had to worry about getting killed by the juntas. Now I'm in America. Give me all the stuff, but I'm not giving you any stuff.
Yes.
Assimilation is the goal. If you come here, you will. My girlfriend's family sounds just like that. All the Mexicans need to get out. Listen, you labeled a whole race right there. A lot are here illegally. Don't alienate a race because of a radical few. Yeah, 100%. Everybody, if there is a thing that is true of human beings, it's that we are relentlessly prone to overcorrection.
one bad apple ruins the bunch.
right? We're like, you know what? You know what's well, yeah. At least they kept it to Americans. At least they kept it to, they only said Mexicans. You get people that get all the way to like, oh, these dirty immigrants. We're all immigrants. So we all got here. But we all came here for the hope and promise of what this place has to offer.
Yeah.
We didn't come here to be like, I'm going to use America's good stuff and leave everything else. Yeah.
I just want the good parts of America. Everything else is home country.
In the same hand, I don't even mean on one hand and on the other hand. I mean in the same hand. I think the government should get out of my business. Okay?
Give me money.
Get out of my business. Just leave me alone. If I want to build something in my yard or fix my roof, by God, I should be allowed to do it.
Yeah.
I should not have to get a permit to fix something. If my house collapses on me and kills me, that was my risk, wasn't it? That was my risk. Don't hold my hand. But at the same time, voting should be mandatory. You should get a penalty on your taxes if you don't go vote, because this experiment doesn't work unless we all participate in that experiment. Oh, I'm not going to vote. It doesn't make a difference. We get 80 million people turn out to vote. There's 350 million people in the country. Enough people don't vote that if Buckethead ran for president and everybody that says my vote doesn't count turned out and voted for Buckethead, he'd be president.
Yeah.
But the system runs on indifference. It runs on my vote won't make a difference. And I can absolutely say that because I'm Californian and this state hasn't voted this state hasn't voted anything but Democrat in 40 years.
Yeah.
Jerry Brown tried to drive this state into the ground in the 70s. 30 some years later, they elected him again. They were like, well, maybe this time.
This time will be different.
The police chief of San Francisco was so bad, they kicked him out of office, and the city of Los Angeles had hired him before the chair stopped spinning. This is what politics looks like here. We should segue out of politics 100%. I'm just saying. I'm saying a simple thing, which is we Californians, we have seen, Gavin Newsom is our governor. We've seen the worst. There's nothing you can do to us.
Last time you checked your emails.
Luke Hansen, 1706, sent one at 2:48, 4 minutes ago. Not close. Bobby Lowery sent one at 2:43. Not close.
You got 8 minutes till polls close.
Jason O'Donnell was looking at this, but he saw this out of the corner of his eye, so he guessed that. That's the number, by the way. We're long enough in, I can tell you. That number has been guessed. It has to be a half a dozen times.
The number that's on the...
What's the wheelbase that little truck is sitting at? It's 311. 313. What I'm trying to do, and I think I might have put links that are too long in the front. Oh, no, it's because I haven't loosened up the back ones. I'm trying to see how far I can get the skid forward. Now, see, now he's making me question myself. Is MKR... I don't feel like that was the number that he guessed. I got to go back a ways. It's 100. It's over 100 emails at this point. And he was like one of the first ones. Yeah, that's not the number you guessed. Izzy's RC fell for the 330 thing. Yeah, if there is a number out here, that's just human brain.
Random.
That's just a human brain. You'll be like, I feel like maybe it's that number. What are the rules for entry? I have sent an email, but not sure if it was done right. Wait, so it is 3:30? No, that sign says 3:30. If 3:30 was the number, I wouldn't have made it that number because
we're not giving you the answer.
I'm not giving you the answer. Now you need to count it out on camera? You know what? I really don't because nobody got it. Nobody has gotten it. There's still another 5 minutes, but nobody has gotten it. We have a Justin Witt and a Justin Wirt? What are the odds of that? I guess whatever the odds are of that. Can't be that far off. Hey, Red Bluff! Jason O'Donnell's from Red Bluff?
Really?
My buddy's family is from Red Bluff. Is it closest wins or rollover? It's closest.
No rollover today.
It's closest. I've just been rambling. Nope, I didn't get it. Oh. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Hogan. Okay, these have paid for themselves already. The adjustable length links from Boom Racing.
Okay. So you can dial them in and get it right.
Get it right. Get it right. Get it tight.
And then build your links afterwards.
The only issue with them is they don't. Oh, there's still going to be a Link Olympics. They don't really play well with our friend the Jig. How much of the links? They were not terrible. I think I spent. Well, no, they were terrible. You can get them directly from Boom Racing. They are difficult to find because they sell the female and the male parts separately. You could realistically get away with just 2 of them. But I bought 4 of the females and I bought 8 of the males, and I should have bought 12 or 16 of the males.
And the males meaning different sizes.
The parts that slide, yeah, they come in different lengths. So you're buying the different lengths. I bought 2 of the common length. I should have bought more of the shorter ones. So I think I spent about $80 US, but I bought 4 females, 8 males, and I bought something else on the order too. Are Boom Racing drive shafts any good? Yeah. Yeah, they are. They're pretty nice. They're pretty nice. The only issue with the Boom Racing ones is make sure you get them the length you need them to be because you basically can't cut them down. Which forward-mounted transmission on Amazon would you recommend? The Fake Nod 2 and the OD3 are the 2 that I would say are the best. It's out of frame. If you haven't figured it out now, nobody's figuring it out.
Go pee. I will take over. I was gonna take over.
Okay. Try to keep cursing to a minimum. When Bobby Lowry, Mr. Lowry, coming in right at the gun, less than 90 seconds left, and yeah, I should wait until 3. Do you use these links just to figure out what length you'll actually need? Yeah. They are way too expensive.
For one build.
Yeah, and also I feel like that big, that's just gonna hang on stuff. So I'm thinking the fronts at that minimum length, that's a decent shock angle. The front axle's not too far forward. And then this will put the rear axle right about there, which is about where I want it. Yeah, that should be good. Yeah. Well, we're setting at 313, and then once I've got the lower links, we can set the body over the top of it to make sure I'm still at 313. It hasn't budged. We're still 313. And then on servo and axle, 4-link front and rear, it's going to be super easy to do the uppers. How did I decide on Lloydberg? Somebody put it in a YouTube comment. They were like, it should be named Lloydberg. And I was like, you know what? You're right. All right, 3 o'clock in 5 seconds. This has never happened in a live stream. I gotta go take a leak. So I will be right back after these messages, and I will tell you who won.
And for the time being, you get to put up with me. This is a thing. And I can't read comments, so you're on your own. Oh, okay. They just go into there through the actual hole. I wondered how that worked. Can I read comments? Where is this thing? Ah, there it is. Nope, can't read comments. Hey, I'm just blind. A lot of things can go wrong when he's here, too. Wow, too fast. Yeah, I don't know how he keeps up with these comments. They just keep going and going and going. And now he's back. It goes by too quickly up there.
I was gonna say, you can't read the chat.
I start reading it.
It moves way too fast.
Then it disappears.
Jar disappeared. He's changing it up to match who he went. Son of a bitch.
We're putting the number to what we want it to be.
You can match it to what it was before. You would have heard, like, look. You would have heard the jar. Okay. I went through these emails, and I'm going to go through them again right now. I'm going to go newest to oldest. Robert Lowry didn't get it. Justin Witt didn't get it. Bloopa didn't get it. Luke Hansen, no. Is that Bobby Lowry twice? Bobby Lowry guessed twice, really far apart in terms of number. Jason O'Donnell guessed 330. That's not it. No. Huck and Rocks. Super Nintendo. No. Eric B. Nick H. asked if there were still if you still have an aluminum set. I wasn't giving any aluminum ones away, but I still have that one plastic set. Black River RC did not get it. Jason Hackney is asking wooden plaques. But his number of items is maybe as far off at the low end as I have seen. Eric B. on the ones and twos, no. Marcus Tibbetts, no. Samuel Stevens, also no. Shady, but he didn't include any information. It just says, my guess is this. Enix the Ninth came really close to being the furthest off. Ernie Blinkel, no. Ed Scrivener intentionally went for the furthest off as possible. He guessed 167,435. I don't think you could fit 167,435 BBs in that.
Wheel nuts.
Now I have to click this one because Guy 307 guessed 307. That must be a lucky number. Andrew Head guessed 401. Clive Whitford guessed 347. Troca RC 288. Aaron Schmidt 417. JSFEA 278. Sloth Squatch 348. Then an email from Disney Destinations. That doesn't imply.
300s.
Yeah. David Hall 764, but he guessed once before that. Hizzies 330. I believe he said 330.
Because of the sign.
Harold Muzzy 127. Dave Wilson 777. Gareth Muffet 327. Steven Zimmerman, which is Sandblasted 179.
Wow.
Vegas Steve 815. Jipper 313. Hey, there's that 313. Troca RC 189. Travis Tracy 322. Henry N 389. Tony Gregg, where is it hidden? 327. When they do their whole British like code thing or with the phone numbers, it all just blends together in the Aaron Schmidt 357.
It's all just on one line.
The Radio Controlled Repair Company 5 Hundo. Rudy 402. Tobias Kramer Dam Build RC 253. Mr. Mixer 169. Can't read this one because it came from Germany. 1,501. That's up there.
Jerry the raccoons when you get to it.
Sean Rice 278. Robert Nelson 291. Studod 247. I feel like we've heard 247 more than once. Corduroy Guy 212. Rookie 112 357. Oaktowns 357. Cameron Lowry 134. Ninjins 342. Salty Bob 350. RGRC 366. We have one with no address or anything attached. Sanctus RC 478. Proelio 161. John Siebers 418. Sam Williams 283. No info. This message has no content. They simply put the number of items that they were guessing in the subject line. M. Austin 314. He went for the pie. Tony Gregg 327. Clive Whitford 386. Canadian Yeti 362. Eddie Matthews 470. Mike M 324. A lot of wheelbase guesses. 313, 324, 330. We're getting a lot of wheelbase guesses. And I say that because Rob's Race and Rebuilds 313. Charles Hurley, Chuck Hurley, you probably heard him before. 425.
That's a good guess.
Swampers RC 482. Jordan of Canada 1075. Pro Raptor 108. Jay Lobus 262. Michael Dalek Boy 527. MKRC Builds 423. He did provide a lot of excellent supplemental information, which I will keep. Roy Thompson who is Rachel Bazin, 680. Austin Conklin, 686. Mr. Scurvy, 187. Murder was the case that they gave me. Greg Schofield, 367. Mr. Beeson from Pennsylvania, 250. I'm trying to do the ads. Greg Garrison, 174. Brian Clark up in the south of Dakotas, 1,237. Mr. Schmidt, 223. The man from Israel, 237. RC Zilla, another wheelbase guess, 313. Drift Geezer, 303, which is kind of a wheelbase. It's almost a wheelbase. Chuck Hess, January from Indiana, 427. And Assumption, 144. Andrew Moffitt, 605. There's still a couple more. Like a Wolf, 140. CK Graphics went with the freedom guess of 1,776. That's a good one. Casey Doran, wheelbase again, 330. Single speed RC, 289. The Raccoon, 3,502. It's off by a little bit. Smokey, 376. The other Justin, not Justin Witt, but Justin Wirt, 492. Loaded Crawlers, another 330. I think 330 might have come up. The casual input of you not noticing that your brain is going, but 330 is right there. Truck and Matt, 569. And that's where we get to the bottom. The numbers of items in the jar are as follows. There are 137 hubs. There are 104 hexes. And there are 197 M4 flange nuts, which, if my math checks out, is a total of 438 items in the jar, meaning that the one Chuck missed it by 2.
Wow.
Chuck Hurley with 425 and Chuck Hess with 427. And don't forget, MKRC builds with a 423. So those three gentlemen were far and away the closest. I don't think that there were more than one or two guesses that were in the 400s other than theirs. I know somebody guessed 470. Dalek Boy's original guess was 430, and Ninjans was going to go 442. Yeah, when I had initially loaded the canister, Mr. Hurley, you got real close. You got real close. Yeah, Eddie Matthews with 470. Very close. That is 32 away. But Mr. Hess is 11 away. So that was as close as we got. We knew that no one was going to, well, maybe you did know. The man from Israel told me about the whole 30, is it the 37 thing? Where like people will instinctively guess 37. So it had landed last night when I counted all these out. There was 437 items in there, so I got another wheel nut and dropped it in there to make it 438.
But no one guessed 430. Anyway.
But nobody guessed 437 or 438. Yeah. The thing of it is, it was the wheel nuts, because it's almost half wheel nuts, and they take up no space. Like it fits in my hand. Whereas the hubs fill 10 of these drawers. And the hexes, again, are like a handful. It's the number of plastic hexes that I have. There is a vehicle over by the bandsaw that's missing a wheel nut. Because I had to steal a wheel nut to take it to 4. And I didn't even need to take it to 438. But I was expecting someone to know the thing about 37s. So a Chuck got it this time.
Is Chuck a YouTube channel?
Oh, that's the question. That's the question. Does Chuck Hess have a YouTube channel? How much does the jar weigh? That's a good question. We'll have to do it in non-freedom units. Or we can do it in both, I guess. It is exactly... Oh, weight in grams next giveaway? Okay.
Well, if you've already given them freedom units.
No, I didn't say what it was. I didn't say what it was. Oh! Okay. Here's the question. As Mr. Hurley was second place, I have a set of beadlocks that no longer have room in the drawer. Would you like these? Would you like these as a? They're Injoras. Would you like these as a second place consolation prize? I'll send these out to you, and I'll send them to the correct address on your street. He's got 2 addresses on the same street. One is where he works, and one is where he lives. And half of his payments come to one address, and half of his payments come from the other. So I finally just asked him on the Discord, where do you want me to send your things? So yeah, these are deep. So whatever you put these on, these are going pretty wide. I have nothing. I bought them because they were so... I don't know if they've been put together and taken apart, but I don't know. I genuinely don't know if I've ever run them. Oh no, it's a whole set. It's not just a pair. I'm not just giving him a pair of wheels. No, it's the whole set, and I have all the hardware as well.
Nope, just 2.
just the 2. Would you like these 2 wheels? All right, so we got that out of the way. That's excellent. Yeah, just send him 3. We have a giveaway in February. We'll be doing a giveaway in February, much like this one. It might be done in a different, like maybe you won't count things in a jar. Maybe I'll get a bigger jar. You have no idea how many Legos I own.
Guess the weight.
You have no, or the guess the weight. You have no idea how many Legos I have. So you might be counting things in a jar again. And the only reason that I went through and read them all is because I didn't want anybody to be like, oh, he just wants to give it to who he wants to give it to. Yeah. So I read through everybody's emails. And there were a couple in there where they gave Legos and I'm out. I'll just go down to the Lego store and buy nothing but those tiny little studs. It has to be crawler related. Well, it's also could you guess the weight of the truck for next time? Oh,
that is a good one.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
Guess the weight of the truck to win the truck.
So the build for February a lot of it is being provided by y'all. The guy, like I said, sent in the Loud X. It's going to get tested. It's almost certainly, does getting the wheels knock me off the... No. Chuck Hess has got that now, right? But No. I'm giving you the wheels because, because you got that close. And honestly, I was hoping if I had hope that it was going to somebody, it would be to Mr. Hurley, because he's been close. Like the wheels have landed next to his name before. The only person that might have the worst luck, and that was because he was out playing with 30th scales, was the man from Tennessee. Thought we stopped doing guess the weight of the crawler because I carried on winning. Did you?
I don't think you ever played that game.
Yeah, I mean wheels. I give wheels away all the time because I can't stop buying wheels. And then the damn Discord, people put links to wheels, and yeah, at least the wheel never landed on his name twice and he was not there. He's never gonna live it down. Does he get wheel nuts with the wheels? Let's face it, you're not. Oh yeah, he absolutely does. Yeah, I have to sort that container out anyway. He can have some plastic hubs too if he wants them. Hey, $10 towards the deportation subsidy. And here's the beauty. I know where it's going. I could figure out how much it costs to ship it right now, but I don't want to. I have other stuff. There will probably be another couple sets of wheels that I'm giving away because the wheel situation would be as bad as the rig situation, if not for the fact that the wheels just take up significantly less space.
You have what? 15 of how many on wheels? Entire rack?
I'm trying to figure out which. I want to know which drawer is the worst. They're all pretty bad. There's 3 sets of trials in this one. Luckily, I have some 105s mounted up for testing. At least you're not evicted to Vanquish wheels. I have bought one. Well, no, they were on clearance. I bought OT6 Vera hubs because when I saw them, I was like, oh boy. I was like, I gotta have those.
Well, you bought face plates for the Wizard wheel.
That still doesn't count. That's like $60.
So that's not yeah.
But I already had the wheels, so I spent $60 on wheels. And then later, when we bought the brass, I used the parts from those wheels to build another set of wheels. So I've never spent Vanquish money. It's almost 100. Well, it can be, if you go scale hardware, it's over $100 to build a pair of Vanquish wheels.
Okay.
It's $50. It's $50 a wheel. Yeah, it's $200 for a set of wheels.
Yeah,
I didn't pay $200. I thought it was just hubs in the jar. Then if you had guessed around 137, then you're probably pretty close. Trial is kind of the best, like right at the $40, $50 the cost versus how nice the wheel is. They're really, really well made. Have we all just come to a conclusion that I'm not getting any farther on that today? Because I am not. So I was ready. I was ready to go. I was ready to buy cheap wheels to put on here. And then I was on OT6 looking for something else. And I was like, oh, these are on clearance? So these are OT6 Vera hubs, right? And the way they work is, you see those 3 bolts? You see the little stair steps? You have 5 different offsets. And once you mount the tire, it's mounted. And then I can change the offset by taking those 3 screws out and just moving it and screwing it back in. Ordinarily, variable offset wheels are... You got to take the whole thing apart, move some rings and discs around. I mean, look at these. That's a nice. Look at that's some engineering right there. And even at that, it was $140 for 6 of them with hubs complete. And the way OT6 makes their wheels, you don't have to buy special crap. You can use any inner ring. So if I wanted to put brass rings in them, I don't need to put brass rings on this. Now look how good they get. If I'd wanted to put brass rings on them, I could buy Amazon brass rings and slap them on there. I saw them and I was like, oh, that's a pretty nice. And I'm at offset choice number. I'm on the smallest. I'm on the one that pulls them in the most. But I think I can go 24 millimeters wider total. Not that I would. It's a 6x.
Well, but again, it makes sense to actually go out and buy.
Yeah, like those wheels made sense to me. Yeah. And then I was trying to remember. I was like, there's something that I threw on the order to get the adjustable links, and I remembered what it is. This is the bin of stuff. I got these my first and ever set of Pro builds, and they are real, like they're real bead locks. You got to put all the stupid screws in from the back, and they're 5-bolt, so I can't change their offset. But I saw them and I was like, oh, gotta have those. I already know where they're going too. They're going. Oh, perfect time. Perfect timing. These go to Mr. Hurley. Remind myself. Okay. So I gotta build this thing that's coming up, right? So we can do a little thing, but I can't get too far into it because I have to build it. I gotta make content. Do y'all know how content works? So somebody asked earlier on, and you can change the offset of 5-bolt, but you can't just easily change the hub. I can't just throw another hub on there because most hubs are. They do sell 5-bolt hubs, but not as commonly as 6-bolt hubs.
Yeah.
I want a surge of 5-bolt hub availability. Yeah, of course, Boom Racing has different width hubs, but I can't order them from Amazon and have them tomorrow. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm saying I can't do it tomorrow. Oh, they are here on the bench somewhere. I don't know where. Someone mentioned it to me, and I immediately did it. The Trial aluminum rings, 27 grams a piece, as opposed to the 78 grams a piece of the steels. I'm going to be using these 2 at a time a lot. No, I'm not a pro guy. I don't have pro money. Items in box, 1. This is a packing slip for this box. All of my other stuff that I ordered on the order came in a different box. So, Origin Classic. I'm not derp. I'm not enraged about it. Okay? Here's why. Vanquish's first release of 2026 is a kit. Now, right there, you got me. I'm like, yes, kit, good. It has the Origin full cab. I wish that they had done it in 2 versions. I wish they had done a full cab and a half cab version. I would have ordered the half cab. What this basically is, and what I need people to acknowledge is, this is the VS410 straight axle builder's kit, plus an Origin full cab, plus new plastics. It's new bumpers, and it's inner fenders, and it's their hideously named derp system, right? The half cab comes out next month. Don't say that. Don't say that. I don't like that. So I don't have a problem. And here's why. $299 is what the straight axle builder's kit costs. And this body, which does come with an interior, which apparently doesn't fit with the fenders, which is why this doesn't have the interior, is $109. So that's $410. This is $399. I give it a soft, right now, I would say soft recommendation at $3.99. But they did the smartest thing, which is this item is coupon eligible. Because I had $30 A-Main coupon all day, which makes it $3.69, which makes it the same price as an Element Cattleman, and you don't have to ask me which I think is a better buy between a Cattleman and, say, maybe buying this. I think it's probably maybe this. There are a couple unanswered questions which will be answered over time. How is Vanquish going to treat the interior? When the boat from the faraway land still the axle gears are machine. So you got machine gears in the axles, and I have, of all the VFDs and twins here, I only have 2 of them that are full. No, I have 2 of them that are machined gears, and I have 2 VRD gearboxes that are all the lightweight internals, but they came from VRDs. Most of the VFDs and twins here are all sintered gears in all of the gearboxes. They are not a problem. Are the other ones nice? Yes. Is it worth the investment to spend like $80 or $100 or $110 on the gears to put them in? I don't think that it is. If you're going to buy gears for your VFD or your twin, my recommendation is to buy the lightweight gears for the front. They are tremendously overpriced, but they drop a ton of rotating mass. The difference in weight, I don't know if they have an exploded view of the VFD on here. This gear right here is a tank. It weighs as much as like 2 AA batteries. This gear weighs as much as all of the rest of the gears put together. So when you go to the lightweight one, you can legitimately feel how much faster it spools up. So I would replace these 2, but I wouldn't replace any of the rest of it. The same goes, honestly. The only reason you put an alloy motor plate on here is if you don't want to run the plastic tunnel. Because there's really no difference in the rigidity of the plastic versus the metal. And they weigh about the same. It doesn't really matter. I think the interior is going to be a printable download. Yeah, I was going to say, if they come out with a new blow mold interior and they either sell it to us at a discount because we are owners, that's great. If they offer a free file to print an interior, great. I will consider that as well. So the way this is going to be built, the Origin name, come on. The only thing Origin about this whole thing is the body. And they're kind of, this is pulling an Team Associated card, isn't it? This is like slapping RC10 on everything. So this guy is going to get these. And because I do not like a VFD with straights, I'm just going to get these. These are the portals from the VRD kit that I bought to steal the gearbox for the guy that was just out here. And then I will put those F10 straights on something else. I don't know what. I haven't decided yet. They'll go in the drawer for a little while. But this is my plan right here. I have fusions of a variety of types in the drawers. I've got SEs and a Pro in there. One of those will go in here. It's probably going to be an SE 1200 because it'll be perfect for it. And I want to do kind of as little as possible. I kind of want to keep him in the same vein as what I did with the Cattleman. They will give you the same discount as the shock O-ring upgrade. That's another thing that I'm very curious about, and I'll find out when I go through the build of it. What O-rings are going to be in there? What O-rings are going to be in there? And in terms of tires, whatever looks good. Whatever looks good is what I'm going to go with. So those are my plans. I'm going to portal it. Oh, if I portal it, I can run an 1800. Oh, yeah. All right. So, that's that. That's that, and this is this. Never the twain shall meet. I got so many quick views. The whole board is full. For all of the stayers that stay till the last minute, there's an AM32 controller on Amazon called the Bronco. The Bronco. It claims to have a 7 amp BEC, 50 amp controller with a 7 amp BEC. So it claims. It is made by Sky Stars. It's like $35. Yes, Mr. Hurley is the one who showed this to me, and I will be testing it very shortly. It is on the board, which means it's going to get tested at some point. So a twinless Phoenix full cab. Yeah. Yeah, basically. Yeah. Because I really prefer the VFD. My Zoku FF is the only VFD straight axle combo that I like. Eddie ended up on Pro 45s because I just didn't like him on F10s. Should be the new O-rings. My VS410 kid had the new O-rings. That's good. See, that's good because they're silver in the picture, and half of the imagery I've seen, they are the hard anodized bodies. Kits usually come with the silver ones, but I have a full set of the hard ano bodies. I'm running S80s on it. This thing's gonna be a damn pickle. Is Eddie painted? No. But I bought Eddie a present. I know, we're running over. My wife has a meeting at 4, so it doesn't really matter. I bought Eddie a present. Some of you should appreciate this greatly. I mean, it's right. It's pretty good, right?
And what is the present for some?
It's Eddie.
Oh, okay.
It's Eddie, the Iron Maiden's legendary figurehead. I mean, if you're not about the figures for your toy cars, come on. Yeah, 10 out of 10. With the 2 different heads, I kind of like, if I can get his hands near a steering wheel biting on the chains, now we're talking. Now we're talking. Popped up on Amazon when I was ordering Christmas presents for my children. And it said, you'll have this thing. And I want to say the estimated dates of delivery were between January 16th and January 31st. And I was ordering in like November. And I was like, it doesn't matter. His body is still unpainted. So, so when I cut the interior and I cut that figure up to fit it in there, we'll get that. We'll finally get that body painted. What did they cost? I have a hard cap ceiling. I will not buy a figure for any vehicle that costs more than $30. $29.99 is my hard ceiling. And I've gotten some good ones, man. G.I. Joe Super 7s. I still have I don't know if I've mentioned any of this before. I bought so we got Eddie. I bought a Dana for Dana the Zool, but I haven't put that in yet. I got a Nada from Daylive. This was $10. And if you have any excuse to put Rowdy Roddy Piper in a rig, like, you're doing okay. I got a whole stack under the bench. I bought a Evil Dead Ultimate Ash, the 7-inch version. I got this like 4 or 5 months ago. I just can't figure out what to put it in. I can't figure out what to put it in. So, as I said, the whiteboard is so... those Beastie Boys ones are so good. And they're like $60 a piece. Yeah, they're way above my hard cap. So, yeah. I have so much stuff on the board. Stuff that I haven't even... Like I say, this isn't even on the board. I don't know when I'm going to get to film this. But it's a VS410. I can build one of these in 40 minutes. So this is going to be a quick build on this one. And hopefully you'll come by to see it. This will be headed off to Indiana. Shout out to everybody who showed up. Shout out to everybody who donated, especially, the lunatic, Mr. Turner. Just dropping the mad. Need a Bruce Banner for Bruce. Well, that's got Colin, and then Nigel drives Nigel. Speedrun VS410 build. I've built so many. The twins are that. I've built so many. The twins, Clever Girl, that Raptor is a VS410. So, 418,000 frames, man. We did all right. We barely ran over. Did someone say they live? Yeah. So, thanks so much, everybody. There's videos Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I can't remember. Enjoy Yellows on Tuesday. What's tomorrow? Zero recollection. We can find out together. I need to hit my dashboard and remember to change the little icon in the corner because he gave me a non-Christmas one. Did you get my emails last week? Probably. If you send me an email and I haven't responded within 48 hours, send it again. Because right now my inbox has 598 emails in it, and most of them were not in there when we came out here. Tomorrow is another day. That's what tomorrow is another day. Mode Step. That's what Mode Step would say. Tomorrow is another day. Just send me a reply. I don't need to respond here. I don't remember what it is. I got to go weed through this 150 emails. Thanks, everybody. We're going to see you in the next one. Look at that. Battery actually behaved for once. I'll see you all reasonably soon.